Connecting.
I'm muted and you're not. Remember that. How are you? What's going on? My name is Chlorokin, and I'm very much so not muted. Any propaganda about me being muted, I don't want to hear it because I've never actually muted myself before. It's just not a thing. The sneaky Saturday stream. Oh shit, I forgot about breaking people's streaks. I'm gonna have to do this more often. I might do a 2 a.m. stream occasionally, come on for 10 minutes just to fuck people's streaks up. Hello, sorry I was muted for 1 second. Didn't miss anything. I just said hi. Um, hope everybody's well. Hope you had a good weekend. Hope things are going swimmingly, even if it's just a doggy paddle. Shout out to Twitch. Shout out to YouTube. How you guys doing over here? Brother Russia Adventures, Flaming Dragon, Varlax. Good to see you. Thanks for coming by. We'll be chit-chatting about Eve today, hanging out, vibing. Nothing crazy. Just a couple of conversations, some videos, some shit moving around. Ships moving around, I should say. Should be a good time if you're looking for vibes. I got you. Twitch chat, good to see you as always. First chatter of the day was DePagle. Takes my Sleipnir, takes my first chatter, and takes my heart. Hey, buddy. Good to see you. Tank's here as well. The green usernames are taking over. C'est la vie. Dodge this is here. What's up? G. Lucas. Hey, buddy. I did a little bit of blops yesterday. Again. And I made another catch. Pretty fun. Cam is here. Hey, buddy. Welcome back to the Chloro Show. The Chloro Radio Hour. Hopefully more than an hour, though. You guys watch streamers that like stream for like 10 hours in a row? Am I the only one that streams for so short or no? Is this normal? I stream for like 3-4 hours usually. Haas, good to see you. Dodge this came in and threw a sub my way, which is crazy. I wasn't even close to warming up. Very generous of you. Brother Russia Adventures says found you from watching Loro first stream. Awesome. Well, welcome. I kind of I'm a little more subdued than Loru, perhaps. Which could be good and could be bad, but yeah, he reacted to it. And somebody told me, thankfully, mercifully, he started to kind of skip the highlights, which needed to be done. Nomad Tale is like 30 hours. It's crazy. So good to see you. Jevin says, just started the game and found your channel from Lower reacting to Nomad series. Great stuff. Happy to be here. Hell yeah. You are always welcome to come by. I stream actually a lot. I usually just stream over to Twitch, but I've been mirroring it to YouTube lately. So been meeting some new people over there. Good to see you. By the way, today I'm just going to mess around with some ships. Nothing crazy. Just chit chat. Simple vibes. McGunn is here. What's going on, Mister? Gravy's here. What's poppin'? Mr. Fish is here. Everybody's here. The whole game is here. All of Eve is here today. This shit's crazy. Pagel has watched 3 consecutive streams, including the Saturday stream. Remarkably committed. Spectator, what's up, man? You got a embarrassing death? All right, let's check it out. So what happened? You lost a buzzer? All right, it's not too bad. You have a Warp Core Stab, Sisters, Scanner. You, You got caught by a battle Helios, I guess. That feels bad, man. This feels extra bad. This is like when my ventures catch other ventures. It's like, dude, you're supposed to be my friend. I got killed by a single drone. Feels bad, man. You could have warped off. I was slow and null. What do you mean you could have warped off? You had a warp core stab. You didn't remember. What's up, Sebi? Such a pleasure to see everybody. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have a good time. Hope you have a good week, and I hope you find a little bit of time this week for yourself. Yeah, maybe this is that time. Maybe. Gerard is here. Hey, Gerard. Gerard, not a fan of green, more of a fan of pink. I'm a purple guy. I like purple. I think that's a nice, incredible color. It's also a cool color because we have trouble seeing purples, right? Ultraviolets. I guess that's a way to simplify it. If you missed my stream on Saturday, I was talking about insects a lot. It was fun. I was rambling about insects for like 2 hours. Leg Day Skipper's here. What's up, man? Welcome back. Tengu Fit has been finalized mostly. I love that. Blue's easy to miss too, apparently. Yeah. For some reason, the blue I gloss over more than normal. I think it's because Fossilblot's blue. Nah, I'm just racist against blue. I'm sorry. Tank says he killed an officer yesterday. Wait, you shot the sheriff? Did you kill the deputy though? I'm confused. Nova, good to see you. Remind me, what's this Tengu for? I'm so many people talking about strategic cruisers lately. What's your Tengu for? I know you've told me, but I just don't remember because I'm a bad man. Spectre saw him come on grid and was like, it's just a Helios. And then he caught you. And then he hit you with a faction scram you couldn't warp off. After Saturday, I taught my wife loads about insects. That's so cool. I was thinking about it, like, it would be like, I should turn my Patreon into like a nature documentary thing. What do you think? I just go out and look at insects and talk about them and record it. Just put it on my Patreon. I'm not even joking. I think I might actually do it. I mean, nobody's going to do it, but there's literally people still signed up for that. I just assume they don't like Twitch and they just would rather support me through there, but I think I'm going to do a nature documentary on my Patreon. Now, I guess the only problem is winter's coming up, so not really much insect life right now. But I think it could be really fun to do during the warmer months. Pego says I'd watch it. Hell yeah. No, is this dead size of the Tengu? Yeah. You've been convinced the buzzard is better for exploration than a Tengu? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things you can do. It's just, it's a major why. Thank you guys for the compliments about Nomad Tail, by the way. Chlorokin and fun with insects. I mean, it seems like half y'all watch me just to like hear me ramble about shit. I have 110 scan strength now. I've never had above 102 on any ship ever. Yeah. You can get like 210, 220 with virtues. It's ridiculous. I talk about this when we talk about scanning, but there's really not a whole lot of point in stacking probe strength past a certain point. Speed becomes much better. But 110 is good. As a 16, I hope you're doing well. I think past 120 was what I was told. Well, there's two things you got to think about with scan probe strength. There's number one, you need an arbitrary amount to actually resolve strength, resolve scans of certain strengths. The other one is that more scan probe strength makes scanning lots of things faster in general. So the idea is, there is a diminishing return, but it's not actually at the point of when you can resolve the SIGs. It's actually past that. Cycle, what's up, buddy? Yeah. So you're talking about setting up your wings or your squads, right? Yeah. I mean, for me, my use case is rather unique because most of my characters are sitting in one ship, and like they're either floating in space or like in a station. Whereas most people have like one character per account and they do everything on there. They don't really need the extra storage of having guys sit in their ships like I do. Now, I know you know all this. However, I couldn't begin to tell you what to do here unless you clarified. Like, are you looking to have like a specialized safe spot floating crew like me? Or are you gonna like have access to a building wherever you're going and you don't really care about maximizing character slots? Because that makes a big difference. Good to see you, Cycle. My goal is to get two fit Buzzard eventually able to 2-pass. Yeah, you can do it. Buzzard's a great ship. Reliably 3-pass is a perfectly good goal. Mahoney Terrace says, I come here to hear you ramble. I watch Ant for the Eve knowledge and to hear you ramble. I'm about to look up how to say that name. I swear to God, I don't know how to say it. Mahoney. Is that it?
Mahoney.
That was a perfect pronunciation. Mahoney. Okay, I got you. Ever see Police Academy, the movie? Negative. I'm really bad with movies and pop culture and all types of stuff. You'll learn that about me. Feels so good to do 8 you scan and get more than 70% on one sig. Yeah, exactly. That's why when I look for wormholes to chill in, I like smaller ones so you can just clarify them all real quick. So Munda, what's up? Set my plan for getting industry up from ground zero. What are you looking at? And as far as cycle, if you let me know specifically if you want to actually spread your guys out and take 9 slots, or if you'd rather have 3 mains, I can give you direction either way. But I don't want to just ramble about something that's not going to be useful. So Moda, are you going to do Tech 1, Tech 2? I have buildings. I guess hearing that helps. Just looking to not waste weeks. Yeah, I mean, I would just go with 3 mains, and if you want to, you could always throw really quickly on a set of gas tunes if you don't want to muddy your mains with those. I mean, it doesn't take much training to get some prospies up. Scotty's here. What's up, gangster? I'm doing quite well. You said beautiful people. Scotty's in a good mood. You have a hot date on Sunday? What happened? Why are you so happy right now, bro? Saying it right, got you. Mahoney. I apologize. I hate it when I like actually start saying somebody's name over and over again. I feel like it makes them self-conscious. But sometimes I'm just like, how the fuck do I say that? Dog gets his staples out tomorrow? Fuck yeah, dude. I love that. I hate that he had to get staples, but hopefully he's done some healing. Yeah, so Cycle, what I would say is that if you're going a main strategy, like 1 main per account, I wouldn't worry. If you're going to split them up, yeah, it's a major concern. So things that I'll tell you a mistake I made, just an example. I know you're satisfied, but here's an example of a mistake I made. I guess I'll bust open our note for it. Why not? So if I do the grid, I have 3 wings and we'll say 5 accounts, right? So this would be these would be like my gas scooping guys here. This would be like my specialists, and then this would be my combat guys, right? 5 people here. So one huge mistake I made was I actually put my primary dedicated bubble character, I put it on the same slot as my dedicated scanner. This is the biggest mistake I've made. And it's very obvious why that's bad in hindsight. And when I was making the guys, I never thought about it. It's always on my to-do list to shuffle it around, but I've become attached to the characters. So at this point, like, I usually just have another character play that role when I'm combat scanning down a chain if I feel like hunting. But for example, this would be a bad, because what happens when you scan a system and see somebody you need to bubble? an awkward shuffle, right? So it ended up having to have other characters perform that bubble roll while I was scanning. So that's a major one. You know, like what characters you're going to use at the same time. I mean, it's all dependent. Venture in tier 1 drums for now. Set up his 4 accounts. Oh, so you're gonna do harvesting. What's up, Retulard? How you doing, buddy? Demon Chicken, he's Demon Chicken here is fixing to make models of Eve ships with like really high fidelity, I believe, is the idea. So I'm gonna have to buy one and put it on my wall, I think, as a art. What ship would I buy from him though? I'm thinking Astero is a no-brainer. I guess Porpoise, Orca, Rorqual would be really cool, but a Rorqual would be incredibly hard to print. There's a lot of shit on there. Spectator says, I have a question. Now that I'm slowly arriving at the end of Buzzer skill, what's the next good Explo ship to skill into? Right. So you're wondering about what's next. Yeah, so nobody can really tell you this. If you want to, Buzzard is endgame exploration for hacking, for mapping. If you want to do combat, you're going to want to train into something that can do the type of combat you want. If you want to do J-Space in general, I mean, you cannot go wrong with strategic cruisers. Get yourself in a Loki and you're going to have a real good time. I mean, a no-brainer for me, anybody wants to play Wormhole Space, get yourself a Cloaky Loki or whatever you like. If you want a Tengu, do that. And get yourself a max scanner or close to it, and then start there. And then you'll probably want to move to Marauders after some time if you like the ratting game. Eventually, endgame would be Dreads. You know, it's so intimate for me to decide one way or another. I mean, again, for me, it's like my dedicated scanner sits in a Passy or a Buzzard or whatever the scanner du jour is and does nothing else. I'd really recommend considering, if you have a couple of accounts, to make a character that does nothing but scanning. And the reason for that is because you can then put virtue implants in him and he'll never lose them. You don't have to make a mistake. My indie setup is 3 mains with 6 dedicated PI characters over 3 accounts. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it works. I think a lot of people fundamentally don't realize that I've spread my characters out the way I have across the character slots because they can each sit in a ship, and that allows you to stay as mobile as I am. Yeah. But if you're not interested in moving around and sitting in safe spots, you don't need to be so spread out like that over your guys. Somoda says, taking it slow, working up to tier 2. Currently researching and mining while at work, probably 2 months out from actual production. Very cool. Well, hopefully you have fun working on it. I know for people that are very industry minded, Eve is a playground. I guess the only thing I'll say is, like, you know, just beware of profit being your sole impetus with all of this, you know? Just make sure you're having fun building the stuff and collecting it. If not, you're barking up the wrong tree. But I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will, actually. I'm still having fun. We're gonna do industry today, even. All good stuff. Love it. Aw, poor guy. Give him a couple pats on the head for me. A couple scritches behind the ears. Yeah. Sheesh. You know what my problem is with dogs, dude? Is like, I love dogs. Like, who doesn't love dogs? But like, it's such an emotional experience for someone like me. Like, coming and going kind of deal. You know, it's just like, fuck, dude, I can't handle that. No problem. A great model of a Nyx would be sick. You're right. You're right. Thanatos and Nyx. Hey, take dodge this. Or take care, dodge this. Thank you for the sub. I saw you put the kid to bed, but the wife is now grabbing you. No worries. I'll be here. Take care now. I think an Orca would be appropriate. Single account Sag? Yeah. Yeah, I would for you, maybe just throw it all in the same guy and just make yourself a nice main. Pacifier for scanning, stiletto for hacking is endgame. Yeah, it's funny. I use a stiletto when I go out to the metaliminal storm. I haven't done it in a long time though. For me, I mean, everybody's different. For me, my ideal hacking ship is actually an Astero. Mostly because of the agility it has and the speed it has. Also has a formidable tank. Yeah, Strat Cruisers can't go wrong, mate. Techno Troll, welcome back. What's going on? It can be rough, I agree. I just got lonely sitting at home. He's been a good buddy to have. I love that, Scotty. Well, if nothing else, I hope a full speedy recovery for your little man. And you sound like a good dog dad, so I'm proud of you for that. Whatever that's worth. It's always funny. Whenever you tell someone you're proud of them, you got to remember, like, they probably don't care. You're welcome, buddy. You got to focus up on Fleet. Yeah, good luck, Tank. I hope you win your efforts, whatever you're doing against Frat. You're in it, right? Against Frat, yeah? Peter Pinecone is here. Peter Pinecone picked a pick of pickled peppers. I put the pop filter on specifically for Peter Pinecone. Actually, it was somebody else. Who was that person who was commenting on my audio? I can't remember who that was. They were saying my audio was a little poppy. I'm like, damn, you know what that is? You know what poppy audio even is? That's awesome. I bet most of you like know exactly what it is too. You just don't care. Oh, I got my Stardew Valley slut mug that I stole from my girlfriend. I have some coffee I'm gonna grind up. I have about 1/6 of a raspberry Danish, strip Danish left. I have ships. Peck of pickled pine cones. Shit. I never claimed to be clever, just enthusiastic. Anybody here on Saturday? I was doing riddles. Anybody remember the riddles I was doing? I thought ravens they came in a murder, but ravens actually come in a what is it? I can't even remember. There's two things ravens come in. Conspiracy, yep. What's the other one? It's like they come in like an investigation. Yeah, conspiracy is definitely one of them. Hold on. There's the other word is just ludicrous. Unkindness. Unkindness. An unkindness of ravens. Yeah, nobody fucking says that. That's some Shakespearean shit. That's too zesty for me, man. And I'm a zesty boy, let me tell you. I don't know much about pine cones, but I know a woodchuck would chuck a lot of wood if it could just chuck wood. How much wood could woodchuck chuck if woodchuck could chuck wood? Fuzzy Wuzzy bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy didn't care because Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. I feel like the animal group name thing got way out of hand at some point. Yeah, no, it just became like Tumblr posting after some point, see, Tom. Every single one of the animal groups is just like another chance for someone to just spread their creative wings. The only ravens I remember came in a blob. Yeah, they did fuck us up that time. You're right. You're right. All right, I'm going to grind a little bit of coffee because I had 1 cup today, but why not 4 cups? If Fuzzy says Izzy had no hair, he wasn't very fuzzy, was it? True. Where's the music from, by the way? It's linked in my Twitch About Me page. It's actually called Chill Hop. And as awesome as the music is, I guess it's not really super interesting for this crowd, but you know, chill hop is actually kind of a controversial genre of music. It's largely how do I put this? I like it, but critics will say there's not a lot of heart behind it. Unlike the genres that it borrows from, jazz, lounge, hip hop. Now that's obviously a very subjective thing. I kind of see where they're coming from. It's all synth. It's all based on existing breaks with the highs cranked down. However, it does hit right as background music, so I fuck with it. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but I can. It's awesome. C-Tom, what's going on? Mr. Patrick Casper is here. My God, some of my favorite people are here. That AR guy. The AR guy. Wow. Are you gonna shoot me? I hope not. He's like, depends. Are you coming in my house with against my will? What's up, AR guy? How are you, buddy? What's going on? Grinding up a little coffee here, about to do a little French press. Because I'm in hipster school. Doing well. Laura sent you? Oh God, did he? Is he finally eliminating the competition? Oh, I knew he was gonna do it. I knew it was just a matter of time before Laura sent a hit squad to eliminate me. I knew it. Good to see you though. Jokes aside, I love Laura, and I'm eventually gonna do a collab on Twitch with him, probably next month or this month. Holy shit! Wait, we got a new skin. What's the new skin? It's a metamorphosis. How do we feel about that? I was driving, so couldn't ask earlier. You're the second person who's doing that pepper thing. What's it come from? Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. I believe it's a nursery rhyme that people use now to test pop filters. That's my understanding. I listened to Bardcore. I may have listened to my girlfriend's Bard in BG3 play the same song for like 40 minutes once. And I did not flip her a coin. Slight misunderstanding of Lawrence. It's a library of turtles. PK, C Tom, AR guy. Hope everybody's chilling. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day. If not, let's see what I can do. Hardcore can be fun. I switched out Gale for a Gloomstalker. And I'm just hitting up Act 3. I just made it to Baldur's Gate. That's it. No spoilers, but I just made it to Baldur's Gate. Something about a clown. I don't know. We'll find out next week. I think it's actually interesting because it's not necessarily high art music for the reasons you said, but it's also not a product of Capital Machine, so I can kind of dig the punk of it in a way. Interesting. I've never heard that perspective. Hey, Skinto. I missed that you're having the grind in your hand. I thought you were doing an excited dance because your guys are here. I mean, I do a little dance. You guys know the fingernail dance or no? Have you guys ever seen the fingernail dance? I gotta play it on this browser, don't I? He said doo-doo. You guys haven't heard the fingernail dance? I got you. I got you.
Everyone has fingernails and everyone wants cash. So send us all your fingernails and we'll
This is what I look like at the club.
Fingernailsforcash.com. Fingernails for cash.
This is how I used to get all the bitches back in the day.
So don't expect much cash. Fingernailsforcash.com. Our service never fails. Just
Sorry. I can't help it. I can't help it. I'm just who I am. Shout out Laura. Still getting infinite people coming from his community to check me out. I mean, hell, even if I didn't like Laura at this point, I would probably like him just for the amount of people I get to chat with. But I like to remind people that Laura has been reaching out to me forever and been very supportive of whatever it is I want to do in Eve. So, got love for him. Rick Van. No way. His name's Rick Van Dyke, but it's spelled like Dykstra. This can't be a reference to my mispronunciation, right? No, this is just totally coincidental. I'm here from Laura too. Dude, I gotta tell him like how many people find me. It's just Dutch. Okay, so it's just Dutch. All right. Damn, dude. If you guys missed it, I was referencing Dijkstra's flood fill algorithm, right? And I didn't know how to say it. I was like Zikistra or something. And my chat was like, no. Hold on. Wait, stop. That's not right. And I was like, dude, is it really Dijkstra? Like dyke means something all different in my language. Yeah, see, Tom, maybe you can elaborate on this. I mean, obviously,
Also
I
kind of
read between the
jumping.
lines, but is there like a strong like do I not because like there's multiple labels like putting it out there. Are you talking about the main chill hop label, the one we listen to? Do they have an ethos I'm not aware of? I feel like I got to do some digging after the stream. Inform my opinion a little bit. The 3 gifting a sub to Chlorokin's community. What the hell? Thank you. That's very kind of you. Skinto says, is it easy to get the same consistency with the grinder on the beans? Yeah, it's got a dial. There's a dial on it, and you can choose the width of the beans. I've just been doing 5 because it says 5 for French press. Grinding Faith, how are you, buddy? I love running Porp in 2 max. Yeah. For what? Minerals? Gas? I dig amateur. Okay, we're just speaking generally. Okay. Got it. Because I'm pretty sure Chill Hop is a label and has a business model. The main label we're listening to right now, I think. And so when we talk about getting away from the capital machine, I'm like, well, how far are we going here? If we're talking about just any antagonism to the way we do music under our system, our economic systems, then yeah, sure, I'll take anything we can get. But quite frankly, you know, some of the genres that Chill Hop borrows from, including R&B, are like not commercially successful, which has got to be extra frustrating for these people that are in these genres. Like, just compare the talent between someone like SZA and then like, I don't know, I'm sorry, like Taylor Swift, and just look at the difference in the recognition and payoff under the systems we're in. If we're pushing more against the idea that you know, good music should make more money and the slop we put out is too much, I'm with you. Trashing the genre because it's easy is lame critique, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's actually what I'm getting from it. What did I say? It doesn't have heart. It's hard to find fault in that critique. But then again, I'm also a fan of the genre, so you could call it critical support in this case. Like I'm saying, like admittedly, like I don't know how much soul is in any of these tracks, but they're still emotionally invocative. You know, they are. It's cool. Damn, is that what dyke means? Oh, you're talking about in English? Yeah, it's a dam. Yep. No more muddled beans. It's true. I gotta give it a little stir. I forgot the stir. You gotta break up that crust. You know what I'm saying? Dustin says, glad to see you step up your coffee game. Hell yeah. You know, chat is peer pressuring me. What's up, Rage Kitty? Yeah, I don't think trashing the genre makes any sense. I also don't know how easy chill hop is. I mean, I've made tons of electronic tracks. There's definitely tons of skill that goes into this. So I think I presented my argument wrong and set C-Tom off. This man's got generally good commentary, or at least for the short time he's been here. I think you should set it down to 3, but you know bias. So I don't even know which direction is bigger or more fine. I think bigger number, more chorus. I think that's how it is, right? But the 3 wants me to put it on 3 because of, you know, 3 things. At least you're not trying to get me to say 4 skins. That's good. I appreciate that. My chat went through like a phase where they were getting me to say 4 and then skins over and over again. And like I just can't help it. I just read what's on the screen. Grinding Faith says anomalies mostly. If I do gas, I'm more hope with the prospect. All right, good man. I thought you were one of these lads that puts the prospects and the barges on the the porpoise and the barges on the gas cloud. I'm like, that's so dangerous. Appreciate your gift, mister. Is that a new cabinet with a lantern in the background? Negative. That is actually, that's a speaker case. It's not even a cabinet. There's 2 speakers that pull out. It's just not what's the phrase? It's not hooked up. There's like wires that come out of the back. At least your chat hasn't descended to the madness of trying to get you to say 67. 67, yeah. No, it won't happen to me because I'm like totally clueless about everything, it seems like. Pop culture. Like I only know it in fleeting reference. No, I'm actually serious. I asked a question earlier and I actually kind of want an answer. You guys watch plenty of other Eve streams. I know that. Come on. We're adults here. Like, how long does the average Eve streamer stream for? Do I stream shorter or more or longer than them? What do you think? I mean, I've seen some people who stream for literally like fucking 60 hours a week. I don't understand that. That's their job, I guess. It varies wildly. Does it vary? Do some people not even have like a set time they stream for? And of course, I could go look this up. I'm just curious, like just in passing. It doesn't matter so much. I think you're already getting way more nuance than most of the criticism I hear, which is usually it's simple, it's copy paste, it's all same. Yeah, no, this isn't. I don't feel that. Yeah. The simple part. I mean, this has actually been the case since we've been like since home. How do I put this? Since digital audio workstations were available on home computers, this has been the case. I mean, there's always going to be simple slop out there in every single genre, including vocal genres. There's tons of bad lo-fi out there. It just so happens that the Chill Hop label that we're listening to puts a good amount of time into curating it. Too much going on today to stay long, but I wanted to pop and say hi to my boy. What's up, Biscuit? How you doing? I hope your day goes well without me. And I'm very miffed, very upset that you're not going to be here. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I mean, obviously that's the case for me too, for sure. I think it's the case that some of us, have extra time. Some of us don't have extra time. And like, a 12-hour stream seems nice if you're just trying to kill time in the background. But I can never, ever, ever just stream just to stream. Like, that's the thing that, like, I can't. And I think about it too. I'm like, am I doing that? Absolutely not. Like, I'll just not stream if I don't feel like it. But like, I feel like if you're going to stream like 12 hours or some shit, like you gotta just be, I don't know what's going on with that. I guess if you have a lot of viewers and you can milk a lot of money, okay, I understand that. But let's say you have under 100 viewers, like how are you streaming 12 hours? It sounds like I'm being judgy and bitchy, but I'm almost just like bewildered, not even mad, maybe even a little envious of their energy. Bree says I'm a terrible data point. I literally don't watch any others. That's crazy. Good looks. Six, 7. That's 67 to me. 35 hours is probably pretty average. I love that. Okay. So I'm probably just like seeing a couple people that do it way more, and I just think everybody does that, right? Yeah. I'm assuming that some of you guys have like turned on a stream before, like you've tried to like go on Twitch or stream or something, or just sharing with your friends or something like that. Like, but some of you haven't, and like, and I just want to like describe what it's like to me to turn on a camera and talk to people that like show up on the internet. It's like, it's hyper aware that you guys are watching. Can't even take a second rest because like I'm aware like there's a show here, and I think that's probably related to like anxiety. But it makes for a nice engaged show, and I really get involved with the chatters, which is always a good part of my channel. Lo-fi is pretty fun to make, yeah? Nifty little things. Trying to get into solo PvP right now in the main. Can't go wrong with the Loki. My main's my Porpoise pilot right now. Planning out your characters is such a fundamental part of Eve. I guess what I wish more than anything else when I was planning out my characters, I wish somebody would have asked me, like, what does your endgame look like? So I could have told them that I have no idea, and I'm literally just on the treadmill because it's fun. Like, for example, I'll just give you a little hint here. You know, I'm at the point now where like I do the things I like to do. I'm very privileged because people literally donate and like refer my characters and all this shit, right? So what do you do if resources aren't a concern? You just continue to find fun stuff. But for me, it's like, what do I want to do? I just like gas, occasional ambush hunting. Well, you start to like do what Nico does and like max out your prospect character skills just for fun. I'm gonna put implants in things that shouldn't have implants. You know, just kind of theoretically maximize some stuff and still not even track profit. Hey, Drone Bay, what's going on? Basically, just chatting stream with a trench coat on. No, do a little industry. I plan on hopping to the trade hubs and just chit chatting and chilling. Tech 3 industry is always engaging. People do like to hear about it. Hope you're having a good start to your week, mister. Rage Kitty is here. Hey, buddy, I think I skipped you. I hope you're doing well, man. I think I skipped saying hey to Rage Kitty. Anybody else I skip? Hey, buddy. You feel like every one of your nerve endings is exposed. Well, I streamed for months without a camera, which definitely helped. And I think, you know what's funny is like, I think my stream would actually be better without a camera. I'm trying to comment on my appearance. That's not the point, but like, there's something interesting about that. But I ended up deciding to use a camera because I felt like it would be more fun for me. It felt like kind of a way to engage a bit more. But the vocal only stream was very interesting. It's something, of course, some people do because they don't want to show their appearance. But for me, it was just like I don't think I had a camera. Delicious, delicious coffee. Trying to look right now? Hell yeah. Imagine the dead silence stands out on your end a lot more than us. It's really hard to describe. I know anxiety is a part of it, and like I'm being treated now. It's not like it's crazy, but I know it's a part of it. But it's like when I know people are watching me, even in real life, like I am just hyper aware of that, and it is socially draining to, I suppose, be the recipient of that when you have certain anxieties, right? It's not like, you know, unsurmountable, of course. It's not that big of a deal. It's just funny, like when I stream more than 3-4 hours, like God, it feels like I was at a party for 12 hours. It's crazy. How to set long-term goals with the characters and paths to get there. Yeah, no doubt. I don't think I'm very good at guide content on YouTube. I'm fine at explaining stuff, but I don't think the guides are like really what's. I think it's just like me talking about things that people like the most, and I almost like doing it more than guides too. My problem with guides is I'm not especially good at anything I do in this game. Like, why am I making guides? It's only because people watch me. I was going to watch your video on YouTube, a cracking video on the Catalyst expansion. Nice. Yeah, Drone Bay has a YouTube channel as well. Let me link that for you. Well, because you know. You already know. Damn, dude, he's close to 1K subs. I'm just saying. Just saying. Putting implants in things that shouldn't have implants, I do find. It's good. That's good. I didn't see that angle. I didn't see that angle at all. Another joke in there. No, but I'm talking about like snakes and prospects just for memes. Rage Kitty says I'm making progress on my new biggest build in Eve. I've been busy sourcing stuff, so it's a cap. No surprise there. Scotty says I know I couldn't do it. Yeah. I think the fact that I'm able to talk about things in my wheelhouse makes it much more comfortable, and I'm sure it would be the same for everyone else. Guide content is tricky from the imposter syndrome angle for sure. Yeah, it's brutal. It's like I just don't know. Even when people ask advice here, I'm like, well, caveat, I suck real bad. Someone should make a guide to making a Loki from zero. I'm sure that's out there. Did you ever see Tarnush's series, Somuda? It's called Corvette the Cinnaball. You might like that. Psycho Opinion says, there has always been a part of me that thought it'd be awesome to build my own Fortizar. Knowing nothing about that, can you talk about why that may or may not be good as a solo player? Yeah. So we can just replace the word Fortizar with capital ships, I think. So this will just make it easier for everybody to understand the point I'm trying to make. Is like, if you're going to make a capital ship or a Fortizar or something that costs like over 10 bill, you know, it's going to take a long time. And you definitely want to be above market efficiency with all of your characters while you do it. Otherwise, it would feel very bad towards the end of it. But some people like those long-term incremental goals. So I guess the point I'm trying to say is, like, you know, when you have a Fortizar, like if I was to just log on and give you that Fortizar that Scrap gave me, like what would that feel like? Just having a fort in your inventory. And like, does it bother you to imagine that? If not, and you just like the idea of saving up and building it and putting it down somewhere and having like that experience, then like it's a great idea. But if the goal is like, I want a free Fortizar, or like I want to put a Fortizar down and like be a king, or like I want to build a quick Fortizar for money, like anything that's superficial, I'd say a terrible idea. But understand, before you even do it, it's going to be a long, arduous journey depending on how many characters you have. I like to use the Ghost Site guide quite a few times. Yeah, well, so, okay. Yeah, I guess the Ghost Site guide was an exception, actually. Just in my opinion, not even based on views. The Ghost Site video did feel almost more like a lecture. Yeah, that's a good one. You're right, Peggle. Appreciate you. A lot of guide videos tend to be really prescriptive. Your videos are like, hey, this is how I do it. That's an important guide flavor as well. Yeah, I think so. I'm actually about to pull the trigger on a script for another video. And, you know, we have video makers here and stuff, and this is something I'm sure they're interested in as well. And I'm not shy at all to share it. But like, one of my passions in Eve, if you want to call it that, is like understanding mechanics, right? So something I thought that would be really fun for me to do would be to like look at the misconceptions I had with like fundamental mechanics, and basically explain like how I reached that misconception, and like, you know, kind of go over how it actually works.
Connecting.
And like, this could be as simple as basic stuff like tick timers and warp vectors and stuff like that, but I'm not really interested in that. I'm more interested in like really off the wall things, like how does the UI work, you know, stuff like that. Like understanding, I'll give you one small example. Like, we generally think of Eve mechanics as like ships and like space, but like, what about like chat windows? For example, if we put this here, if I take the corp and put it here and put another window on it, like this, right? And then I start to do this and shuffle it around. When I log on next time, these channels are going to be in a different order. Why? Because the order is not, it doesn't save. It doesn't save the order unless you drag them off and add them to the list again. Now the order is saved. It'll never save it unless you actually drag them off and on again instead of reordering. This is not an interesting example, but this is what I'm trying to say is like, these are things that, and again, as I say this, I'm like, well, who the fuck cares about this? But I'm trying to point out the idea of like, we don't understand basic things about the Eve UI sometimes. And I'd love to like find some of those that make a huge difference. For example, one mechanic that people are very not aware of is pushing enter to loot, right? I constantly get people. Now, this isn't enough to make a video on, but this is what I'm talking about, is mechanical things that are really interesting that we have misconceptions on. I think I'm going to like delve into some of those. I have some ideas already for stuff that I'm interested in talking about, and it'll be more like a documentary than it will be a guide, I'd say. Let me shut my window one sec. sunbeams. The sunbeams are licking my face. So basically what I'm getting at is there are some really interesting misconceptions about how parts of Eve work that we take for granted. And I'm interested in talking about those. That's cool. So it'll be less like, oh my God, now I know how to do a thing, and more like, oh my God, I didn't realize that worked that way. So it should be entertaining. If nothing else, I have, and it's not a talent, it's not a gift, it's not a knack. I have a very strong interest in exploring mechanical systems within software. I joke I would have made a great QA analyst in another life, right? I just have a very strong interest in like testing how they actually made the things. And you can see this. I've discovered exploits. I've found some pretty cool techniques. Endless OG, thank you for the gifted sub. That's extremely kind of you. Let me catch up here. I'm sorry. I'm rambling a bit. Sourcing stuff to make Warrior once. Fuck. I built a Zern. What's up, Cranit? Entire corp will have build focus for high-end items like this, yeah. Yeah, I was kind of leaving out the whole defend the Fortizar thing just to make it even more clear that I wouldn't do it. But yeah, if you count defending the Fortizar, it's very obvious I would never consider anything like that. Hey, Life After, what's going on? Got some freshly ground coffee here. Tastes delicious. Cup number 3? I'll have you know I'm only barely sweating, all right? I guess it's kind of like from survival games where I want to own my own little home in the stars. Yeah, if you're chasing a homestead feel, I would say the less attached you are emotionally to your building, the better. Because getting evicted is like you can't stop it if certain people want you gone. So your whole fantasy could just go away for nothing. I would almost say if I wanted to do a homestead, I would focus more on the location than the structure. And I would put the fantasy into holding it for a long time rather than setting up. You can target something and push enter to loot. Well, when you open a new window, since Photon, it grabs focus. And so if you push enter, it'll activate the loot all button. If you put it to make money and you're not really sure about what you're doing, don't do it. 100% agree with that. If you want to make it to challenge yourself and get better at the game, that's a good idea too. It's just to learn. A lot of your videos are guides though, not so much step by step. Yeah. And this is what I'm kind of getting at is like, you know, I'm not, I've been struggling to kind of, you know, find exactly what I like to do for the Eve videos besides a Nomad Tale. And I think it's like guides, but not step by step, like you're saying. Nilatan with the follow. Hey, buddy. Thank you. Endless OG, thank you again. Very kind of you. Hope you're having a good day, Endless. Yeah. And the not, I mean, this is really this can probably be the intro to the video. Is like, you know, a lot of things go unsaid in this game. So Muda said that's a great thing about Eve. All the information is out there, but making it all come together and sold on the market is an adventure that takes time and commitment. PvP is fun too. Yeah, one small caveat, not to be annoying, but there's information that is not out there with Eve. And that's, now, there is most information out there. Most of the stuff is out there. But there's all types of small esoteric mechanical interactions that are not public. And it's mind-blowing. And I know that's true. I kind of figured you might be a QA guy IRL based on those vibes. Clearly incorrect. Nah, I'm just a random nerd these days. I do a bit of this, bit of that. I went to university for entomology and agroecology. I have a strong interest, a passion for biology in general, but didn't do anything with it, if I'm cutting to the chase. I'm not quite intelligent enough, not quite motivated enough, not quite confident enough to go to grad school. Life says, did I miss the videos? Oh, like watching videos today? Nah, I haven't busted anything open. I've just been chatting for an hour straight, haven't undoctored nothing. You know what it is. Is homesteading in a low-level wormhole realistic these days? Why not? Big House said this is not Stardew Valley. What did I say? Did I say something in Stardew Valley? Damn. Life, hope you had a good weekend, mister. Yeah, I mean, you can absolutely 100% set up in a 1 through 3. I mean, literally putting a Astra House or a POS in a class 3 is as easy as pie. Anyone can do it solo. But if you want to do bigger stuff with caps or, actually have a group, yeah, you might be looking at a Fortizar. SBT, hey, buddy. Ladies and gentlemen, let me take a quick commercial break. I'll come back in 3 minutes here and we'll keep it going, yeah? A little home in space, I see. I say you should plan it out and see how you feel. Look at how long it would take and see how it feels. Life after is making all implants. Oh, I said the homesteading. I got you. My weekend was good. How was yours, mate? Just chilling now. Yeah, and you can certainly get attacked even if you're trying to be Stardew Valley and homestead. It's true. But I think the objective reality is if you just do a small bear hole or hang out in some place and you're not a dick, you're probably not going to get toasted. Sick as that dog, so didn't do much. Oh, man. Hope you feel better, buddy. You see that? Fossabot monetized the emotion I had over him feeling bad. Brutal. Feel better, mister. Tell people to stop sneezing on you, yeah? Yeah, I think the Fortizar is totally unnecessary. I mean, you could use a small POS and probably have the same level of fun. But if you like the big buildings, who the hell is stopping you? Yeah. Yeah, there are class 2 wormholes that are highly contested because they have good configurations. But as far as 1s and 3s, you're going to have to try really hard to get evicted. If you're like building caps in there or like using blingy marauders or being an asshole to people, yeah, you're going to get toasted. But if you just put up a building and keep it low key and roll the holes off, nobody's going to evict you. That's my opinion. Nobody's going to smash your sandcastle. And seriously, mate, if they do, just put everything in an orca, log it off, wait for them to leave, and then just find a new wormhole. Life Out There says my kid was Batman for Halloween and kept the block safe for his people. Me and my girlfriend just bought a bunch of candy and ate it all. There's not much trick-or-treating here. Last year I got like 1 kid. Yeah, no, you guys are good. I mean, listen, in 2016, I put an Astra House down when I didn't even know I didn't even know what rolling was. I put it down in a C3. 10 years ago, I put an Astra House down when they first came out. And they were stronger back then, but nobody evicted me. Nobody gave a shit. Let's run a C5 with a C6 stat. Yeah, we're talking about 1s and 3s, though, Rick. Chronicle X. Hey. What's up, buddy? I know you. Yeah, if you're in a C5, big difference in reactions. Yeah, put an Astra House down, you can't go wrong. You're all right. I'll SRP your Astra House. Fuck it. Let me have a bite of my raspberry Danish here before I come back. He's eating the Danish and pressing the French. Why are all my foods named after European countries right now? So Toto asked, why are C2s more likely to be evicted than C3s? C2s have 2 statics. Unlike 1s and 3s, they have 1 static. C2s have 2 statics, and in some C2s, the static configuration is really desirable. You'll have C2s with a class 5 and a nullsec static, which means a PvP group can go in there and fight up the chain and fight in nullsec every day. So when you have a C2 with a 5 or a 6 and a nullsec static, those are usually highly contested for PvP groups. They don't even bear them. They just PvP out of them. 3s and 1s, no such thing. Guys, I'm just eating the Danish. I'm eating a Danish, sorry. I'm eating the Danes. Even the hamburger is kind of German. Guys, girls, friends, family, foes, NBs, lovers, haters, everybody else. Thank you for joining me today. I know lighting's a little dark. It's just my pasty skin screwing up the exposure. Let's take a quick look-sees here. I believe both of my nerds are in Amar. Yeah? Let me close out my other clients that don't need it. And see what's happened here. If you don't know, I make Tech 3 products. That's right, with my bare hands. 11/3/122, yeah? Beautiful. I updated this today. Fantastic. Fantastic. So I have sold 412 Tech 3 cruisers, 698 Tech 3 destroyers, and 6,058 subsystems. That's a lot of subsystems. Selling these items, I have generated 410.6 billion ISK in revenues. Now, if you're one of those business whizzes, you'll understand that revenue and profit, not really the same thing. Secret though, I don't actually know the profit I've made. It's calculable, but I don't want to do it. Because, you know, I don't get down like that. I'm too busy having fun and shit. People want to fight for fun more than evict. Yeah, there are certainly groups that just evict for money, though. They do exist. But why would they target you is my question. What did you do to make them target you is my question. I'm not victim blaming. I'm seriously asking, like, you know, why would they pick you over someone who has more money? You must have said something or looked really bad. Only allowed to move into C2 if you have at least 2 AT ships. Laser Kitty Meow Meow. What's up, Father Adele? Yeah, no, there's actually class 2s that you can move into with high sec statics even. But just understand, C2s are generally more desired for small groups and PvP groups than 3s and 1s. 1s are just bad because there's no ratting in the hole. 3s are great because there's ratting in the hole. What's up, Vector? It says, evening, you beautiful man. Well, good evening to you, you handsome chatter. Have you logged hours on clouds? No. Yeah, I agree with life. I mean, if you just absorb the evictions and have a plan in place and just keep trucking, it shouldn't be a huge deal. An excuse why killing nullsec puppies is just there to escalate into bigger fights. Exactly. Yeah, you know the elite Eve gamer as well. Why do they want to C2 over C3? More connections to C4s and 5. So here, let's fucking draw it out. Hell yeah. What's up, Pookie? That's a good question. So let's just have some fun here. So this is class 1. This is class 2. This is class 3, right? So we're just going to draw some statics here. Class 1s have a K-space static. Just one. Class 3s also have a K-space static. Just one. Class 2s have 2 statics. One of them is J, one of them is K. So specifically, the idea is if you're trying to maximize PvP opportunities, you then want this to be a null sec, and you want this to be a 5 or a 6. And this configuration exists. There are a couple of C2s with a 5, 6, and a null. And so it's all about PvP opportunity. Now, you could live in a 3 with a null static. Why not, right? But then you're missing the high class static to try to fight people and catch dread ratters and stuff like that. That's the main appeal. Now, there's also the angle that you could rat out of these from the 2, but that's not really something that's super popular to my understanding as a non-high class player. Now, you may be asking yourself, well, why don't they just live out of 4s? Because 4s also have 2 statics. Well, that's because 4s have 2 J statics. You don't get that null sec shit. Wow, I cannot draw circles with a mouse. You don't have that null sec shit. It's just not there. So 4s are not considered, and then 5, we'll just finish it at 5s and 6s. These only have 1 J static each. So if you want access to nullsec, you're either living in a shattered wormhole, which is not in the scope of this lecture, or you're going to come to a C2 and then also have access to high class here. This is why people highly prioritize this setup. Now, with all that said, let's control Z a little bit here. Like I said, there are 2s where it's not nullsec. There are 2s where it goes to high sec and also goes to 4. This is a configuration you could find, a 4 high, a 2 with a 4 and a high. This is not nearly as contested. Still not bad for some people if you want that high sec static, right? Okay, hope that makes sense. Vector Dances is just getting back from the hospital. I'm shattered. Oh, no. What happened? And I hope you feel better. Betting that C2 people even have a French press, but do they have a man bun and a ThinkPad with Debian on it? Because if not, I'm not even interested. I'm getting this hipster thing down, chat. I'm getting it down and dirty. Didn't they increase the null connections a bunch? Yeah, so the wanderings have increased a lot, yep. But that whole chart was just statics all through and through. The truth is that most wormholes will connect to K-space pretty friggin' regularly these days. We're in a sleepy 2 with a high. Yeah, yep, exactly. So you know exactly what I'm talking about, House. Exactly what I'm talking about. Let's take a quick look skis here for deliveries. Looks like I got 1. Shitta. Oh, this is Nico hooking me up with some. That's nice of him. Some free relics. I'm like, Jitta? Who the fuck's giving me shit at Jitta? I don't even go there. Thanks, Nico. Arch Linux not hip enough? Well, I am using Cashy, not Arch. I don't think Arch is hipster, man. I think Arch is like neckbeard. From what I can get this yellow BPC, those things, these are ancient relics. These are ancient relics, and these drop inside of wormhole space from within data and relic sites, primarily relic, but some data's dropped them as well. And these can be researched to consume them and create a blueprint copy of a Tech 3 module or ship. How about that? The Neff is real. Mekuchu. Hey guys, gals. What's going on? Pookie says I'm going to see through the low sec. Yeah, see through low sec is like the quintessential starter bear hole. I did it. I imagine a lot of people did it. Thank you, Nico, for that. Very kind of you. Yeah, so there's 3 tiers of ancient relics. There's wrecked, there's malfunctioning, and there's intact. Generally speaking, wrecked will come from shittier sites and intact will come from the better sites, but it's not, I don't know the continuum. Father of Dead's found Silent Battleground? You found a Silent Battleground? Is that what you're getting at? With the Revenant inside? Yeah, there's a special shattered only site called Silent Battleground that is just full of boxes of these. It's kind of funny. Yeah, I got you. I get the name wrong too, bro. It's a site that nobody sees. Silent Playground. All right, so what I'd like to do right now before we even look at industry is go grab some stuff. If you take a quick look up here, I should probably fire this on, yeah? Oops. If you take a quick look up here, my deliveries, I think it's just Rens and Dodixie I want to pop stuff from. Yeah, okay. So let me do that real quick. And just to be efficient here, we're going to grab helium as well. Make sure we're not wasting our time here. So neurovisual input matrices have still not stabilized. It's still the case that they're extremely high, and the entire market has seemingly irrevocably changed to make it much more expensive to buy Tech 3 products. Now, that doesn't benefit me one way or another as a manufacturer. The fluctuation does, though. If I was a greedy, profit-seeking clown boy, I would just be going buck wild for some of these, right? So instead of going buck wild, I'm just going hog wild. Snort my spray paint. I like see through the low sec. I think it's just such a perfect wormhole for solo stuff because you can do dead sights out of the low sec. Just a nice variety of PvE. The ratting inside of the C3 is great too. It really is. How are fuel blocks used? Well, they're used for a bunch of things. I use them for two purposes. I use them to fuel the force field on player-owned star bases, passes. They take fuel blocks. The other thing I use them for is reacting wormhole gases with minerals to create hybrid polymers. That's the other thing. So the fuel basically powers the factory that I need to run. Is there a taxonomical hierarchy for how a wild one goes? Oh yeah, you know it. 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot bunch. That's all I gotta say. The F stands for forget about it. Sorry for stupid question. Please. This is the perfect stream to ask dumb questions. Seriously, I'm not even joking. I'm just happy to be here. I got a chronicle over on YouTube. Shit's good. Father said I had to take event drugs and scanning implants to scan it. Yeah, it's Silent Battlegrounds are one of the few 5 strength sites. Superior Sleeper Caches, Silent Battlegrounds. It's like there's not a whole lot that fits that bill. Certainly not easy to scan by any stretch. So basically what you see me do on stream when we're using these transport ships is we're going hubs to hubs, basically, mostly. And we're basing it out of Amamake. A lot of you are very intimate with my Tech 3 business at this point. This will be just reiterating. But the premise is we're just transporting materials and ships around and making them available in markets and kind of inviting other players to be a part of that process, showing it off, enjoying the idea that, hey, if I have a few job slots that aren't working, that's fine, no big deal. But also trying hard to optimize it for my own fun. It's a nice gameplay loop. It's obviously intimately tied in with Nomad Tales 16 as well, but even if you've watched every stream, a Nomad Tales 16 should still blow you away. Except for Jitta. Yeah, I don't deal in Jitta, it's true. And the reason I don't deal in Jitta is it's just too much competition. I can't even be fucked to sell stuff there. No, I wouldn't recommend that necessarily. Hey, Soapy. And low sec reactions are possible. Yeah, for some reason reactions are tied to low sec. I don't quite comprehend why that is lore wise. I never have really questioned it. Somebody in here was asking me the other day about it too. Like, why is it in low sec? I don't know. Is there some reason why is it just balance and get people to come out here? It's kind of bizarre. I guess I don't get it, but that's cool. So yeah, I have no interest in selling stuff in Jitta for a few reasons. First of all, if you don't take the Rancer pipe from Amamake, Jitta is actually really far away compared to the other trade hubs. If you do take Rancer, cool. But I have some respect for those pirates that are in that area. And there's some tricks they can pull out that make it really inconsistent, and you could potentially lose a load to lag and all types of stuff. I've said this many times, I don't use Rancer. Is that like me admitting I'm bad? It's actually me just making my business like routes just way more reliable and consistent. That's my take on it. So because of that choice, that I don't run my trade through Rancer at all, like I don't have any actual motivation to go to Jeddah unless there's like a shitload of competition there, you know, for something that I'm making a lot of, such as hybrid polymers or something, you know. He's not very good at decloaking, that guy. So you see a little decloak camp there. It's pretty rare to see that. Malediction probably could have decloaked me, but it was extremely slow at it. They also didn't have, it looked like 5 points there or anything like that, so we could have just jet out. The other thing that's really funny about this DST is these camps can't actually chase me because I warp faster than them. Like, I warp faster than that Malediction. Is that not insane to think about? So if they missed me and want to chase me down the pipe, they literally can't. It's a function of the ship's design. Do I have it fit up? So that's about as spicy as I've ever seen this pipe. Ever. I've never seen somebody attempt to decloak on this pipe, ever. It makes me want to throw a sensor on it next time I'm out here. I've run a sub 1 Hecate through Rancer a couple times. Yeah, you can do that, I suppose. Pings with a sub 1 Hecate, it's just lag to get to. Most people don't avoid Rancer Crelia Miro. I do. Best way I could describe it is like the consistency is worth more to me than the access to Jedi, I suppose. It's kind of where we're at. Gas is drugs, and drugs are illegal, and illegal things. Yeah, but what about Tech 3? That's not illegal, is it? Soapy, hope you're having a good day. Just tried a little decloak camp there, tried to get me. That was pretty impressive. The fact that they had a pilgrim and a decloaking ship and something that might have had 5 points on it is really sussy. I wonder, you always wonder if shit's randomly a stream snipe. I usually don't see decloakers at all on that route. Alright, so drop the fuel in here. Let's update our Tatara numbers. Nombres. We're just about out of 32, and this is something we're going to address right here. I think somebody sold me some. Just by Rens. Are you doing 28 AU second Bs? No, this is a DST. This thing still warps 10.5. And you just got to understand, like, a stock interceptor warps more slow than this. It's crazy to think about. And what that means is, like, you guys have been in nullsec or lowsec where, like, you see somebody warping away from you and you catch them on the next gate. That's actually impossible with this ship without, like, a very rigged scepter. It's not really something that should ever come into play, but in that instance, it shows you they don't have a choice once they miss the first one. There's no second chance for them. But if you missed it, I did have the micro cloak trick under duress there on stream, which is something you never really want to do. They certainly had the tools to catch and kill me. Why the inertia if you're going to use MW anyway? It's a good question. We talked about this a while ago. It's been enough time, though, for me to be interested in explaining it again. The reason we run MW inertias, if you're going to cloak trick anyway, is just pure redundancy. For example, you could miss the cloak timer by like 2-3 seconds with this many inertias. So if you get a lag spike under duress and you're trying to cloak trick, this can save you, right? It also is kind of nice because you can delay the micro if you want. Like the full 5 seconds. And if you have enough inertias, the speeds will still line up, which can be nice if people try to predictively decloak you. It's just none of that actually matters because you're probably shaking too hard for it to even pay attention to where they're headed. But my main argument for inertias is because it actually makes the micro cloak trick work even with a tick of lag either way. Are you using implants? Yeah, I have a rack of ascendancies on, yeah. DSTs, I run 3 hyperspatials in the low, 2 in the rigs, and then ascendancies. You got it, Brain. Good to see you guys. I can show you too what this looks like. I just don't necessarily think I have to. I know you're not asking for it. I go to the other system, but you know, it's also the case that like there are some instances where you may want to consider burning back to a gate as well. And this is not an A/B fit. I feel as though it makes the ship safer. And a lot of people have pointed out with this ship in the past, no tank kind of thing. It's just my opinion that the tank actually is the least useful thing if you're going to be running routes in low sec like that. That crew that just tried to catch me at a Pilgrim, they would have signed me in half a second. But for those that are interested in transport ships, I always like to show these off. I think this is pretty close to as good as it gets. In terms of speed and efficiency and understanding the mechanics. But you can get these blockader runners to go over 20 AU a second, right? I've showed this off last week. You obviously need high-grade ascendancies to do this, and I do not recommend ascendancies to people unless you're doing a business that's hundreds of billions of ISK. That's my opinion. It's just like you're saving a couple of seconds, usually, and you get a few minor advantages in, like, the chase game for what? For, like, 5 bill worth of implants? It's different when you're like a streamer or when you have like a big EVE business. I think you can justify spending that shit, but for example, I never would if it wasn't the case that I was doing like Tech 3, I wouldn't even bother with ascendancies. It's my opinion on them. Virtues are totally different though. Virtues are a non-negotiable for at least wormhole players. I'm gonna make another cup of coffee because I'm sick. I'm sick in the head. I'm sick. Yeah, tank is for surviving the NATO shots. Yep. Did I ever tell you guys, like 2 months ago, I was in Ren's and some guy just shot, he was in a tornado and he shot my DST once and died. It like barely tickled me. I was like, what are you doing? I guess he thought I was in a BR, maybe? It's just wild to me that, like, maybe that was his first gank. Like, that you would be ganking in NATOs and not know your targets. It's kind of an advanced gameplay, right? I think he was YOLOing blockade runners or something and just forgot the ship name. Cosmic Pookie says, I'm going to move out there and do Tech 2 production to supply the locals. I mean, this is literally how I started my Tech 3 empire. I'm just kidding. It's not that serious. I came out here. You know the story. You were probably around when I started it. I came out here and started selling things to the local, and I would talk to them and be like, hey, guys, I got stuff on the market. Buy it. I put a depot down, and I advertised, and I had people come from stream to buy it. And then I realized people actually buy shit in this game. It's weird, you know? I wouldn't imagine. And ever since then, I'm just like, okay, I'll make stuff. You buy it. Done. Oh, yeah. It feels so good to grind this. It's like, it feels amazing. I'm like destroying this coffee's life. But I'm gaining pure joy for it. I'm a coffee sociopath. How did you choose the location to sell, says Ralph? That's a cool question, Ralph. How are you, dude? This is a cool question. I like this. So I guess I'm gonna do a tiny itty bitty spoiler. Tiny itty bitty spoiler. And it's really not a spoiler, but I guess technically I'll. In episode 15 of my series, I built a few ships. I built one of each strategic cruiser. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I built one of each of them because I was trying to figure it out. After that, I had the skills for it, and I'm on stream, and I'm like, fuck, what if I made ships and sold them in Amamake, where I'm currently hanging out at doing my reactions, just on a whim? I'm like, the market in Amamake exists. It's very weak. What if I sold them stuff at like almost cost just for fun? So I chose Omamaki because I like the system. I like the people that hang out there, and I could build the things. So it wasn't like I'm choosing it to make money at all. I just chose it because it looked cool. Yeah, I'm also curious about Vector. I don't want to pry though. I'm so jealous right now. Me watching Chloro casually drain the life of Young Coffee on stream. Konami, how are you? I'm glad you're here. I was feeling very comfortable. And now, of course, not so much. So I appreciate you. You're doing your job. You're doing what we pay you to do. Make shit weird. So Ralph, yeah, no doubt. My short answer is I chose Amamake because I like Amamake. Now, though, I actually don't sell an Amamake. I sell everywhere but Jitta. So if you want to make profit, it's just about, can you move the stuff around? Can you make it? Do you want to do the tedious, busy work and stuff? I think it would be fun to do this with like 2 or 3 people where you're very comfortable with each other and you don't have to worry about stealing. I bet that would be fun for some of you guys. Get your best mates or whatever and like do a business and just actually like pull the money and divvy it up. Like find a way to do that. I think that would be very fun. I'm just antisocial as fuck, so I'm not interested in that ever. But I do have a Blops group. It's true, and we're recruiting. And we are recruiting. Now, of course, do avoid the lost mails here when I just decided to feed on stream for a solid 2 hours. But I caught another Ishtar yesterday. That's right. I caught 2 Ishtars and a Sleipnir already. And I killed them with my Panther. So if you think that that would be cool to come along with my Panther and do Panther stuff, you know? Holler at me. We are recruiting. Even people that can't fly Black Ops we're recruiting now. We've opened it up. So DM me on Discord. I'm going to hit up people that I told to wait now. Blitz and Co. And we'll always be around. What you'll hear is some stories of the Blopsing, and maybe we'll do a little narrative later. Just mostly for fun, though. I'm tired of feeling like a noob. I want to kill people and be cool. So Blops group it is. The economy of Eve amazes me. I remember when I put together the Expo loot is actually used to make other stuff and why it's higher in value. You know, that's actually a really cool part of the Tech 3 industry market is that there's very few moving parts. It looks overwhelming, but there's like the Tech 2, like there's fewer things to worry about, but there's a huge pool to choose from. Tech 3, it's a tiny pool, but slightly more moving parts, I guess would be the way to put it. DU, what's up? I'm gonna call you Sandstorm. Sorry, it's a lame joke. I'm doing well. How are you? Are things well? How was your weekend? Ozzy Fudd is here. Holy smokes. Blitz is here. Speaking of Blitz, I'd like to get you in to our Blopsing extravaganza. I'm going to try to go out Tuesday again with them for a little bit after the stream tomorrow. Yeah, no, we don't have any time a day or anything like that. Right now, it's just whenever we're around, we'll just try to meet up the next time. It's starting small. So no schedules or anything like that. But Blops is the type of thing you can do with just like 2 people, so there's no need. Jealous of the coffee? I got you. I mean, I would share, no doubt. I mean, I would. But, you know, I'm on 56K and it would take forever and stuff. All right, so I've tested this now. It turns out that if you just put the grounds in the existing grounds, it actually tastes fine. There's no difference that I can detect. So I know that's probably not good. I'm probably just a heathen or whatever, but I find no issue with this. Just 2, not more than 2 though. That's just reckless. I imagine like a coffee pro would probably just instantly gulag me for this, but they don't know I'm doing it. You know? Any industry videos soon on YouTube? It would be so glad to watch something from this topic. Yeah, so episode 16 is going to have a lot of industry in it, Sebi. No industry topics though. I have no idea how it works. You don't want an industry video from someone who doesn't know how much profit he's making. Okay? But yeah, no gravy. I would DM me on Discord if you're interested in Blopsing. You basically, here, I'm gonna tell you how it is. You basically bring a character out to UW9 in Curse, and you just come on when we're on, and then you get free kills. Done. If you want to hunt, bring a battleship as well. We'll let you hunt. Nothing to it. If you're annoying or toxic or bigoted, obviously you'll get jet canned. But honestly, it's not a problem for most people. It's really not that bad. Just be yourself. We let you pass if you know, or a little edgy. It's okay. But it's mostly about just feeling strong and getting kills and teaching people how to do it as well. I've caught 3 things. We've only caught 3 things so far. I've caught them all, so I'm waiting for someone to step up. Just realized you got a Discord. Yeah. I'd say my Discord's pretty mid. And I say that lovingly. But the rationale is, you know, it's a way to get a hold of me. I don't use it as the problem. Oh, if you missed it, I'm going to turn my Patreon into a nature documentary channel. I'm basically going to like find insects and just talk about them, record them, and post it on my Patreon. Because the spoiler is like I have one, but it's like I totally don't need one or use it. So it's kind of uncomfortable. I just want to get rid of it. Life After says, glad you like the press. It's small, makes for a good cup here and there. I mean, it's fun. Like I told you before I even got it, I like the ritualistic aspect of creating a more artisan product. Is it worth huffing in Wormhole now still? Yeah, sure. If you have 3 or 4 accounts, yes. Fewer than that, it's hard to say yes. Sorry. Zikika, good to see you. Zikovic. I don't know how to say it. Zivkovic. Hope you're well. Just joined. Hell yeah. I do giveaways and stuff there too. I didn't do another giveaway over the weekend. Shit. I'm the worst streamer. I think I'm going to spend money to build a new computer for Eve. It's going to run Linux. Yeah? Alright. Okay. You're going to build a new computer for Eve. I mean, Eve's not that demanding, which is kind of nice. Now, I guess if you have 1 trillion accounts, maybe it is. What are you looking at, Blitz? You use 2 for wormholes? I would say when you have 2 characters doing gas, it kind of feels a little tiny bit like it's not worth it to me. But I may be overtuned now. 1, no brainer, don't do it. 2, possibly, but probably not. Gick, hope you're doing well. And I'm only saying this compared to other activities, you're going to feel like you're missing out. When you have a lot of accounts on gas, 3, 4, 5, like it actually feels pretty cool to AFK it. Sebby says it's not true. On starting industry journey, knowledge base to learn is so huge. Every single video or look at this topic is great experience to build up. Yeah, you're encouraging me to make videos on it. Yeah. Well, I can tell you I have no interest in making a video about industry, if this helps, because, like I said, it's a big part of the storyline of No Until 16. Not the only thing, but it's a big part of it. So that'll be a big part of, like, you know, my main flagship video. You know, after that, maybe I'll talk about certain things in industry, but certainly not a industry guide. No way. I'm still plunging. I like James Hoffman. It's just I'm not there yet. I want to keep plunging. I bought the thing to plunge, and Lord, will I plunge. What's really nice about this too is it's made drinking coffee fun, so I don't just like drink 1,000 calories worth of creamer every day. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a big deal. I'm fat as shit, dude. I lost. It's okay. I appreciate you, Sebi. It's nice when you're encouraging, even if the encouragement doesn't go used. It's still a good vibe. I'm just not the indie guy. You know what I am? I'm just like the happy guy. That's all I'm trying to be. Yeah, gas and anything you do with adventure is insane value. Let's run over to Ren's real quick and grab this stuff. I'll scout my way back in case those guys are sniping me. I highly doubt it, though. But we're in the Sotillo now. You can see we've used a lot of our resources here. Well, it doesn't look like it, but this is all that remains of the salvage. And if we get rid of the Envims, it's not a whole lot altogether. And this is intentional because we are just about done with making these. Look, we only have a few blueprints left. So we'll actually be making some of these today when I get back from Ren's here momentarily. But I'll be taking a trip to Dodixie as well before we're finished. And it's really not a long trip. It's like 7 jumps one way. Broken cooling system in a laptop? Yeesh. That's a death sentence. That's like a transmission going in a car. Ralph says, what kind of ship to shoot for when blopsing? Yeah, so there's basically, I'm just understand, I'm no expert. I've done it before. I have a little experience, but I'm no expert. I'm a bit of a noob at it. But my understanding is this. Well, I'll actually prescribe it. I won't even say my understanding. What I want is this. I want 2 types of people. The first type of person has a Blops battleship, and also another 1 or 2 accounts on top of that that can hunt using things like strategic cruisers, bombers, covops, recon ships. So I want people like that to have multiple accounts that can hunt and drop battleships or bridge or conduit, right? The other type of person I want is somebody that has a cloaky ship that's willing to come with us and get kills with us and make it easier for us, essentially. So far, we've only recruited the first type, but now we're recruiting the second type slowly. So my goal is by the weekend to have another like 2, 3, 4 people in there that we can bring along with us. Yeah, Blitz, for example. It's what I'm getting at. Remember I was telling you to just wait. We're going to get there, and we're here. I don't want to sell all my accounts. No. That's what I'm saying. This is for people that like want to do it. Another thing we're going to focus on is making sure you guys have ways to actually rat. I can tell you, I can teach you and hook you up with like bear holes, all types of stuff. Long story short, we should just be lapsing things, having a good time on comms, and generally doing a bit different vibe than what you normally see here on the stream. Also, it's possible we'll stream some hunting in the future when we're comfortable. Right now, there's no real point to stream it. It's already tough enough. Chlor, I want to build something AMD based, 32 memory, M2 drive, standard stuff. Run the 3060 from your sim rig? Okay. I mean, that's not bad. You're just looking at a motherboard and plugging your NVIDIA card in there. Yeah, we have plenty of bridges already. I mean, I can do it. I've been conduit jumping myself, actually, so far. But yeah, no doubt. I mean, if you guys are interested in Blops, my Discord DMs are the way to get a hold of me. We have a channel on my Discord for the Blopsers as well. So if you want to do it, hit me up. We can talk. I'll be looking at my DMs later today. And most of those, aside from the actual Black Ops battleship, yeah, that's a particularly tough train because you need not just the ship, you need all the guns, you need jump drive calibration, operation, you need everything. It's a lot of skill points. It's more for people that have it. I don't want people training into Blops. But if you have a strategic cruiser, or even if you can fly a bomber, you'll be welcome and useful, and you'll get kills guaranteed. What's up, Fade? What have I just walked into? Sounds good. I'm talking about my Blops Corp I made. I made a corporation called Chloro Kitties. That's right. And we drop out of a system called UW9, which is one of the more common dropping systems right here. And it hits a huge area around it. So lots of targets. I've been personally catching people in Amencia. I think yesterday I caught some dude here, maybe. Can't remember where it was. But we also have had people hunting in Scalding Pass and whatnot as well. Where's Deterid? Over here. Okay, there's still a ton of systems in Deterid I haven't hunted. So I made a corporation, and now we're opening it up to people that just have cloaky ships that want to join us. Now, it is a full corporation. It's not an NPSI. If you just join, you know, and don't interact with anybody, it won't really be a good time. But we're slowly going to build it up and get more social. Right now, it's like 4 or 5 people. Gonna bring bombers? Oh, yeah. Yeah, just if you want to know about Blops and stuff, especially if you have experience, but even if you don't, it's okay. We're at the point now where we'd like to have you come anyway. Discord Chlorokin. You'll find me. You can DM me. My DMs are open. I also have a server. Let me post it on YouTube as well. And remember, this is just for fun. This is like not even like a streamer corp per se. But yeah, it's successful and it'll continue to be so. And every weekend we'll get better and better and better and get more and more kills. So check us out. You'll also hear about me talking about it. If it sounds like something you're interested in and want to see how it pans out, I don't blame you. Give it some time. Give it some time, folks. So all I have to do is go to Dodixie next. Panther is so cheap that it's almost affordable. Yes, I saw a Varger going for under 1 billion. I'm like, Mamma mia, dude. Number White, how you doing? Yeah, it should be fun, and really, Blops is so much more casual than it once was, straight up. Not every ship can have Sinos on it. I can't say it enough. Last time I Blops, years and years ago, any ship could have a Sino on it. Anything, from an Ibis to an Astero, anything could have a Sino. And it was just like, well, do we die today? Why are ships so cheap now? Well, I know Marauders got cheap because they got a couple of nerfs. Vargas specifically went down because of the nerfs, I'm sure. As far as the mining changes, I have no idea what that is. What the effect was. Are other ships cheap too, Ozzy? Is that what you're getting at? I know Tech 3 stuff is way up right now. Way up. Destroyers doubled in price. Farmed 4 BR crates and now I'm sitting on them. Is that the event thing at the end? You're gonna sit on them. Oh, interesting. So the price is probably gonna keep going down until after the event, and then it goes up. Is that this thought? Wait. Wonder if Tech 3 destroyers will come down after the event. I hope so. Really, the price is like the event, it's the buffs, and like, damn, J-Spacers are not dumb, man. They know when to hold them and when to fold them. I just searched for Cloud Kitties. I missed Nids and Rags for 1 bill. Yeah, and the insurance was what, like half that almost? I'm exaggerating, but... Well, good luck with the speculation, White. I'm a notorious non-specker, but you know what? I do appreciate a bit of an informed gamble like that. I don't do Gamba too much. I did a Gamba stream earlier on Jack with Mutaplasms. That was kind of fun. Let's go to the Tatara instead. Here, if you watch my bar, you guys were curious about the inertials. Watch my bar real quick. I'm going to release the cloak really late and show you what I'm talking about. So normally you'd release the cloak now. 1, 2. So you release it late? Okay, I was a little bit optimistic there. But the idea is that gap is closed, right? You get like an extra tick or 2. I think I only got 1 tick there, so maybe I'm exaggerating it. You can see that was 2 ticks after you would normally release it. And we would have got there halfway between those 2 points. That's the general idea I have with it. There's also other things inertials are kind of nice about, like certain eject trajectories from stations. If you're doing industry runs, sometimes they're annoying to have to wait and turn without them. The micro cloak trick works, but you hit the building or something. None of it's important though. I just can't think of a better thing to put there. Thank you for the gas. Whoever sold to me in Ren's, appreciate ya. Any 32 in there? A little bit of 32 in there. Other feller threw it to me in Dodixie, I'm almost positive, yeah? Yeah, that's an interesting one. So let's do it like this. I'm going to take a quick look-ski at this chart here off camera, and I'm going to see what I could maybe bring out to Dodixie as well to kind of make this a little bit smarter. You raking in that gas right now? Oh, so no. What you're seeing is me picking up gas from other players. I've mentioned this a bunch, but we have new viewers here. Something I do is selectively I have members of the community that are good at getting gas. I have them like work for me, and what that entails is like they basically just get paid more for the gas they'd sell anyway, but they sell it to me, right? So what you see me do on stream a lot is I go pick up the gas they've sold me. Now, it's kind of an exclusive program. Unfortunately, I lose too much money on it, I think, to open it up public, but there are opportunities like that in my community for other things as well. Makuchu says slaves. Well, first of all, inappropriate. Second of all, I'm paying them 100% of JITA sell price with no taxes. So they're getting paid way more than they can get from anybody else in the whole game. So not really comparable to slaves, I'd say. Maybe even the opposite. Which is why we actually can't open it up. Everybody, sup, Spooky? Mako says lucky slaves. Yeah, I'm just gonna ban you for the day. Don't come in here and just start saying slaves. You raking in the gas right now? A few hauling trips to do and don't want to do them. I love hauling trips. Wait, how bad are they? What do your hauling trips look like? Talk to me. Spooky says he posted it earlier. I mean, yeah, it's okay. At 3:49. Spooky, what is up, mister? How you doing? Doubling down on a bad miss is wild. Dude, people love doubling down. It's actually funny as hell. They absolutely adore doubling down. I mean, I adore it too. I just try not to fall into that pit over and over again. Give me a few minutes. I'm going to turn off the Eve feed here as I navigate through low sec real fast. I had an executioner land next to me. It's really hot right now for some reason. Are there mods for Eve? Nope. Nope. It's MMO proper in the sense... Well, I guess... yeah, MMOs can have mods, but no. Not this one. Nice and locked down for you. Sounds like an entrepreneur to me. Spooky, I'm good, mister. I'm chilling, drinking coffee, enjoying life. Having fun, moving stuff around in Eve, talking to new bros, meeting people. I mean, I couldn't ask for like a better life. Seriously, I couldn't ask for a better life. It sounds facetious, but I'm being sincere. Doing a little bit of micro cloak tricking as well around. I had some guy try to decloak me earlier, which was kind of spooky scary. Oh, I also forgot to throw some ships into my cargo, but that's okay. We all make mistakes. As Bob Ross likes to put it, sometimes the happy accidents are good. He doesn't say it like that. Just pretend I had some eloquence to that. Papega Logical. Nice name. Hi, I'm doing manufacturing from a player station. Is a way to check how much fuel, how long it'll be up. I'm worried it will be abandoned. Sir, I don't know. Anybody know how to check fuel of a station you can't manage? Is there some... you can't just see the bay, right? Like in a posse, you might even just be able to see the bay, even if you can't do it. Soap after the bread bowl convo. Dude, I can't read YouTube sometimes. They're talking about like artisanal bread bowls. I'm like, I'm too fat for this. Yeah, Papega. I'm not actually sure, mate. To my understanding, there's not a way to check, and if there is, I just don't know it. You could just DM the people that run it. You know, this is a reason why I've chosen the buildings I've chosen. The buildings I've chosen in Amamake are run by Hydra Reloaded, which is, you know, a very influential group of guys and girls. Well, I don't know if there's any chicks in it. Who knows? Probably. They're not getting their buildings taken down anytime soon because of the connections they have. So that's why in Amamake, those buildings are super safe. Even if somebody wanted to evict them, the locals would go batshit insane. You know, like, you'd have to deal with snuffed hooligans, everybody, fleet, everybody that has numbers. Yeah, sorry, buddy. You'll probably be okay, but best advice is pick a station that's very established, then you won't have to worry about this. Good luck, good luck. I know. They're talking about bread bowls and French onions and stuff. It's like, fuck, dude. Can we skip the chewing part and just make me fatter? Dent Ringer, good to see you, man. It's so fun. Like, I guess now I'm stun locked, but it's so funny to like rib on me for like. How do I put this? What I'm doing with the gas program is the opposite of exploiting people. It's actually exploiting myself for their enrichment. So to make like a oppression joke is like, damn, dude. Hey, skip the fat part for me? Yeah, I know. I'm just kidding. I'm a fat boy right now. I got probably 40 too many fucking pounds on me. And you know why? Because I eat too many calories and I don't burn enough calories. It's simple. Calories in, calories out. Magnets, the tide. How do they work? You can't explain that. All right, I get to open my window again. The sun is hiding. A wonderful, beautiful cat decided to throw up just about everywhere today. Threw up next to the bed, under the desk, under the bed. And then she managed to cough up a hairball on the couch. So honestly, like, what's past the hat trick? Hat trick is 3, right? What happens when you start like going past the hat trick? She nailed it today.
Warp drive active.
She's medically sound, don't worry. Just clearly upset stomach and a hairball. Chloroco, we're making omelet, cinnamon buns, bacon cheese melt on top. Listen, my girlfriend made pancakes today, but she didn't make enough for me to hate myself, which was a good call from her. But what I'm trying to say is there's still room. Pantalones trick, a second hat trick, ultra kill, penta kill. All right, fantabulous. Grab a little gasolino. Now, we should probably at least try to salvage this run. How much 32 did he give me? None? Oh. Puta. Oh, yeah, that's right. The indexer doesn't pick that up because it's part of a word. Let me take a quick look-skis here. I am currently evaluating whether I want to bring some of this back. And I do. And I do. And I do. So I got 11k of it right now. I could grab another 50k and that barely even touches what I need. I wonder if we should buy even more. This price is right. Buy 60k of it. Do I know how much cargo room that is? Hell no. But it's pretty close to maxing it out. Bread bowls. Stop saying food things. I am very susceptible to food-related propaganda. If you ship scan and POS, it'll give you the rigs. You know what's funny, Cam, is I was wondering how to check what rigs were on the Sotio, and someone's like, yeah, just ship scan it. I'm like, oh my god. Hey, Rotoroo. Gas huffing market games? Right now I'm collecting gas that I have scattered around. People have sold me. YouTube chat likes food. It's true. A quick Google, you can use the in-game fitting tool to simulate the Astra Boost EC fit and see the fuel usage. Interesting. I guess you wouldn't know how much is left, though. You'd have an idea of how much it burns based on what it has equipped if you can figure it out. I forgot bagels do that. Yeah, bagels hit hard. Tortellini. What, you making us tortellini? Yo, Koname is making everybody in chat tortellini. How many people were here? Hold on. Oh, the guy's upset that I banned him for saying slave. He's DMing me. You know what the funniest part about like the worst people is like they're ashamed to be themselves when called out. Oh, the sun's back. Fuck.
Connecting.
I knew it was too good to be true. I knew it would never work between me and the sun. Their punishment. Yeah, no worries. Let's do a permaban so we don't have to say hi to him again. Their punishment is their life. Yeah, and our victory is our lives. How about that, Cycle? Oof. No way to spy on the hold if you don't have access to it. I'm almost positive that would be so annoying if you could see the hold of the things without perms. So I want to say it's not a thing, but I'm guessing. Folks, love your pretty faces. I've been rambling for 2 hours now, which means I'm going to play some more ads for Twitch viewers. I'll be back in 3. I'll finish the rest of my coffee and get a little sweaty. Yeah. YouTube saying my fiance is making chicken legs with pomegranate molasses. Our girlfriend, comrade. Our girl. Let's play it. Oh, I'm such a fatty. Guys, I'll see you in a few minutes. Love your faces. I'll get some coffee. I love it. Here, let me do the official interlude, yeah? Isn't it whimsical and esoteric? Wait, that's not the right word here. It's really not that niche. Isn't it whimsical and ephemeral? There you go. I'm just throwing words out there. We want nifty. We want nifty. We want nifty. All right, fine, chat. Jesus Christ, fine.
You clumsy pilot. This is hilarious. Our escape pod was destroyed and you died. Well, actually, your old self died and I miraculously escaped. Lucky for you that you have been reincarnated through an insurance clone. Open the medical services and I will show you more about this nifty little thing. Little thing, little thing, little thing. This nifty little thing, little thing, little thing, little thing, little thing. This nifty little thing, little thing, little. The asteroid is defeated. This nifty little thing, little thing, little thing, little thing, little thing. This nifty little thing, little thing, little. I will show you. Docking request denied. Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted. Docking permission requested. Docking request denied. Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted. Docking permission requested. You clumsy pilot. Docking this is hilarious. Denied. Our escape pod was destroyed and you died. Well, actually, your old self died and I miraculously escaped. Lucky for you that you have been reincarnated through an insurance claim. Open the medical services and I will show you more about this nifty little thing. Little thing, little thing, little docking permission request. Nifty little thing, little thing, request. Little thing, little thing, little docking permission request. Nifty little thing, little docking request. The asteroid is defeated. Docking permission request. Nifty little thing, little thing, request. Little thing, little thing, little docking permission request. Nifty little thing, little thing, request. I will show you this nifty little thing, little thing, request. Little thing, little thing, little docking permission. This nifty little thing, little thing, request. The asteroid is defeated. This nifty little thing, little thing, little thing, little thing, little thing. This nifty little thing, little thing, little. I will show you.
Only the finest DJing services. You guys deserve it. I think the problem with the coffee is that it's too fun to make. And it's like guilt-free because there's no calories in it. and it's not super unhealthy now. Lucas says it reminds you of something else. Yeah, that's old Aura from Eve, literally. Just chopped it up. I probably still have the Ableton file somewhere. Just another second, guys. I'll be right with you. Oi! Oi! You got a license? You got a license for that Twitch stream? You ain't causing trouble, are you? Oi! I just need to say oi at least 4 times a day. It's very important. I have a SoundCloud too, but I'll make like a song once every like 4 years. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that really is useful to anyone. I've said this before, but I've actually put my own music in an Nomad Tale and just like nobody had any idea. An Nifty track is sampled all the way through. So understand that like I don't own any of the sounds. The only thing we synth were the drums, everything else is sampled. So if you know anything about music, understand that my role was arranging it. Not exactly that difficult if you like to do it, you know? Versus something like creating a track with analog instruments or even just creating all the synths yourself. That's not what Nifty was. Very fun, awesome track though. You can tell I synth the drums too because I have no fills in it. Quality was good, your mix master was well done, man. Appreciate you. I think the first time I ever tried to make music, I was like 16? Using something called Reason, did you auto workstation? And Reason was so cool because it tried to have a GUI that mimicked what analog looked and felt like. Like you'd actually drag the plugs, and it's not just like, it was actually animated with art. So it like literally was almost playing as an audio engineer, but all digitally. It was really cool. This would have been, you know, in the 2000s. But nowadays, if I want to do anything, I would just probably use Ableton. Or I'm open to other newer things I haven't tried. But I can't really say make music anymore. Dead Inside, how you doing? Life After says the pomegranate molasses sounds good. One of my chickens is molting. Aw. It's probably feels good to get rid of the bad feathers, right? I'm sure. Hey, look, we've actually added some C32. Yay. All right, now we have something to play with. Granted, we had to hit up the market for that, which is never good, but I don't really give a flying fuck. I'll just buy it and build it and sell it. Gonna buy a Roland Digital drum kit one of these days. Had semi-acoustic kit when I moved into this apartment, yeah. I never really had any hardware for music creation. Besides a mic, sometimes I would sample stuff, but usually the sampling I do myself is not as good as stuff you can download. But hardware does look incredibly fun. How long ago was that, Blitz? It's so weird when you make something that sounds great in the DAW, then you export it and it sounds like shit, yeah. I mean, these are 560Ss, right? Sennheisers, like these have like an actual sound staging. They're nice. They're not audiophile, but they're about as high end as like a homeowner is going to buy. Listening from these to like Bluetooth is like a world of difference, you know? And then from here, it just gets more and more clarity and spaced out. The best sysop at the time. Deadaside says doing good, just working today. Hell yeah! Hopefully, I can distract you from the monotony of this proletariat lifestyle. Bitwig is the best, man. If you want to try a new DAW, sure, I'll give it a shot just for fun, even. Ableton is too full featured for me. It reminds me of same problem as like Adobe products. It's like, you know, I could use a scalpel, not a chainsaw sometimes. Oh, DaVinci Resolve is also like a chainsaw. Like I'm now quite knowledgeable as to most of the parts of DaVinci Resolve that involve my workflow, but there's some parts that I've never even touched. For example, if you're making actual film grade stuff like for TV or movies, like you're actually doing a lot of color work. Now I do color work in a Nomad Tale, but it's more just like tinting the screen and whenever it looks cool. They're actually like doing like homogenizing the palette of the entire like 2-hour thing. It's crazy what they can do. DaVinci Resolve has a ton of features that I have no idea how it works. But for the editing tasks, I know how it works. But Ableton suffers from that as well. Ableton is a digital audio workstation that has live performance features baked into the I guess the workflow of even just creating synths. And I really don't like that, but I do like the UI generally of Ableton, and it's obviously extremely good. But again, it's just, you know, it seems more for DJs than just hobbyists. So anyway, I know I'm rambling. Holy shit. All right, so we picked up all our gas, right? That's all the gas we got laying around. I still don't know if it's laying or lying. So people have told me, I just don't believe them. Let's pop over to the Sotillo now. And like I said, we're going to make some products here. I honestly wouldn't even mind delivering them out if anybody wants to chill. And 93 people watching me on Twitch. Holy shit, I'm famous. What the? What the? Hello. Cycle repeating. Just to carry on real quick about the whole idea of making something in the home lab and then like bringing it out and listening to it and it sounds like shit. The biggest example of that would be like what the shit sounded like in our cars with subwoofers versus like out of the speakers in the headphones. You could obviously do your sub bass lines, but until you heard it in a subwoofer, it's impossible to really know what it actually is going to sound like. You know, for hip hop especially, that's a big deal, but also electronic music and other genres as well. All right, let's check this out. I know I got shit finished. The industry tab takes like 48 years to load. Yeah, so we just did a bunch of subsystems earlier, and they're really short to build. Pretty much almost done with all the subsystems. It's kind of nuts. I had this weird, crazy order, or the crazy amount of subsystems that I added to this pool, and none of them were actually based on how much they're worth. So I just ended up having to express them. Which is like build them, I guess, not express. But we're kind of sitting flush on offensive subsystems finally, which is nice. Last time I streamed this, people were asking for ships, to sell them ships. Remember that? I think I sold Ali bought 6 Proteuses from me on stream. I gave him that nice discount, and then he just like sent a bunch of subs. Of like, dude, this is like advanced RMT, bro. We're gonna get banned. Like, stop gifting subs. Like, stop. Just take the discount. But also somebody else wanted a ship as well. I always think it's a hoot if you guys buy your strategic cruisers from me, especially new bros, and like let me know what happens with them. I think it's always fun. I really like that. A couple examples of people buying them off of me and like either losing them or getting kills with them. One guy bought his first Tengu off me. He has like 8 kills with it already. Pretty cool. Are they herons? Probably, but I'm still proud. We're basically looking at increasing the sell orders by a shitload, about like 3 or 4 times. Like, this should be over 100 billion based on this business, on what little I know. So you can see that these are just getting too large. That's all. So you just have to kind of shuffle the money around from account to account and hope we can kind of get it in the place where it can actually make the money. Jay Ballison says, "Can I buy Loki's?" How you doing? Loki's. Looks like I only got 1 Loki. Oof. Oof. Just got into a Loki, having a blast playing around the fittings. My first Tech 3... Yeah, you can't go wrong with this ship. I mean, this is seriously... you know, it's for all the same reasons as the Odysseus does the Loki rule. And we're not even talking about meta, tactics, E-War, anything specific. We're saying that for somebody with 1 account, the way Bob intended this game to be played, the Loki is just unbelievably fun and effective and powerful. Overpowered, even. Loki's great, but I love my legions. Yeah, no doubt. Make sure to underscore this and say that the other strat cruisers are quite nice. I don't want anybody to feel left out. And it is subjective, but I always go back to the idea that Loki is one of the few ships that can come out of cloak, tackle you at range, and keep you there. It's in the game of single boxing where everything's bait. That's so important to be able to engage at range and get out if they bait you. So that's kind of where my logic comes from. I fly a Legion actually right now, mate. So I got love for the Legion. I think Legion's a tremendously important ship if your goal is ambush hunting and you need a newt. I think it's incredibly strong. You're going to get your 600-700 DPS from it and a fuckload of newting power for free. But the Legion is significantly underpowered when newts are not considered, because newts are just ridiculously strong. I like Tengu for PvE. Yeah, Tengu is definitely the best option in my eyes for PvE. Most people would agree. It's just that the Loki's really close. I blow my Loki so bad I just accidentally warp into a newt enemy. I'm sorry. If it's any consolation, I tried to solo PvP the other day on stream, and I went to orbit an X-Core Navy issue with my Vedmok, and instead of orbiting at 30 kilometers or something sane, my orbit was set to 500, and I didn't bother to check it. So I just orbited the ENI at 500 and insta-died. And then I rage quit. So there's levels to this fail thing, and I'm way down there. I skipped the bottom and went right to the rock. Somebody says we have chickens too? That's cool. I'm glad you guys care about your chickens. That's awesome. Buck, buck. All right, let's do this real quick. If we go to our blueprints tab, in fact, let's just look at the reactions. You can see we have a lot of 100 run reactions here. There's probably like 20 billion worth of reactions sitting here. I'm gonna finish up in a day and change. But this is using pretty much all my characters. I've talked about this a lot. We're using 5 gas scooping characters and 2 indie characters to all do reactions simultaneously to try to get the stuff we need out of the gas, blah, blah, blah. But we really got to use the manufacturing job slots. So that's what we'll be doing right now. All blueprints will go to subsystems. And then we'll just go right down the way. It looks like we have... How much is this? Is that 5? 10? I have 1 extra. So let's do it like this. Assuming I can math, which I really can't math all that well, to be fair. Let's just run all these. Get all this stuff out of my freaking inventory. And then next time I'm going to do a run of blueprints, I will be a little bit more cautious with my selections. So I did math right. That's good. Let me enter this in real quick into my spreadsheet. Just kind of keeping track of what we're building here. I'll do it on screen so you're not left out.
Connecting.
We'll go to Proteus, localized injectors, and building 13 of those. And we're going to do dissolution sequencer, which is way up here. How many of those? 26. Intercalated nanofiber on the Loki down here. How many of those? 26 again. Oops, sorry, 13. And then 13 interdiction nullifier. 13 Proteus nano bots. Where's that at? And 24 Legion interdiction. Yeah, that's a problem. We built so many of those. Obfuscation. I don't mind having inventory sit around. It's just that some of these are actually lost. It's almost a way to lose money. But people do need the subsystem. Someone's got to sell them. Maybe I'll just take the loss. Obfuscation manifold is Tengu core. And then interdiction on the Tengu. 24 of those. So that kind of marks what we've built here. Now, the remaining question is, why are there still blueprints left over, and how did I fuck up the math? Let's find out. Let's copy this, go back over here, and paste this. So to run the last 4, it looks like something happened along the way. Maybe looks like I have extra mats here. Really not a problem. I basically burned through like 800 copies of blueprint runs, or 800 blueprint runs over the past like 2 weeks with these subsystems. To make a mistake at the end would almost be weird if I didn't. So anyway, with that said, I'm going to take my trader and bring him over to Amamake, and then we're going to make those constituent parts, just get it the fuck out of the way. And then I'll draft up another run tomorrow of blueprints to invent. Get some more ships flowing, yeah? But I do have to bring my this guy over there because I'll make the hybrid tech components with him, and we'll actually build the products with this guy. If that makes sense. If that suffices. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that doesn't suffice for you. Should be a couple minutes here. It's been an enjoyable stream though so far, for what it's worth. I might watch a video if I can figure out how to get Florp to fucking play sound. Still haven't figured it out. See if I can do it while I travel. What's up, Gazak? Thanks for the gecko. Hell yeah. Hey, you earned it. Would you guess Avatar? I tried to make those riddles hard, but you guys nailed them every time. I'm gonna turn the music off for 1 second. I'm just trying to test my sounds over here. One moment. It'll be back.
23 words that get my
Oh, you can hear that now.
Folks, I'm talking about
Lit. Cool. Well, that was easy. It wasn't working last time. Thorax was my answer, but oh, you did thorax. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yo, so check it out. I'm thinking about doing a nature documentary on my Patreon. I'll have like a free tier so you can still watch. You don't have to pay me. What do we think about that? The only problem is like the insects are, you know, starting to lay their eggs and go into diapause and shit. So they're gonna be all dead. But I want to find like, I want to like make videos of me talking about insects and put on my Patreon, and like literally I want to tell people that I do that, and I want them to not to believe me, and then for it to really exist. So we're gonna watch a video called "What Does Oracle Actually Do" later, because I don't know what Oracle does either, and I want to know. The problem I had the other day was I didn't have the sound source for my third browser. I'm using 3 browsers on stream right now. Clorkin knew David Attenborough. You know, David Attenborough is very close to going to heaven right now. So yeah, someone's got to step up and continue his greatness. And it's not going to be me, but I can at least live in his shadow. You can find work as a narrator if you don't already. I think so. That'd be interesting. I can't imagine that work's probably rough. I'll narrate BG4. That's it. Non-negotiable. Only BG4. So I'm using this browser called Florp. All right, it's a Firefox fork, right? Like any other one. And I'm trying to understand, like, the way they do things. They have like their own skin on like the settings menu. So like the settings I'm used to changing on Firefox forks don't work. It's actually really goofy. This feels like Vivaldi. Which is okay, but it's I've never seen a Firefox fork that looks and feels like this. You can use about config. What I'm talking about, Commander, literally overrides about config, Commander. Florp's, I mean, I'll just show you. Like, look, so Florp has its own like design hub. Yeah, check this out. No, check this out. I'll tell you how I ran into this. If you go into Florp's setting on the Firefox menu, they have their own like skin on top of the thing. And if any of these options override the about config, every time you restart it, it'll go back to it. Now, for example, how do I know this? Because I like to close the last tab and close the browser, right? So by default, that's off in Florp. So you close the last tab and it just keeps putting a new tab up. I go to the about config, I disable it, comes back. And I realize you have to go into the actual settings of Florp to do it. It's crazy. Yeah, this is basically, I think, a browser kind of like Vivaldi that like tries to present it in like a GUI way. What about enterprise policies? I have no idea. I haven't gone past that. Past that, your guess is as good as mine. I mean, honestly, like if it's funny to you, I will almost just grab it and play with it and just see how silly it is. It's not bad for certain users, but for me, I just want to quickly be able to apply my settings without this nonsense. Florp is a bad browser. It's very laggy. Yeah. So like I said, I'm using 3 browsers right now. Hey, what's up, fish? First browser is the one I use for anything important. It's LibreWolf, right? This is my favorite browser personally. It may not be yours. There's certain issues with LibreWolf. All browsers have issues. I think it's the best. Okay. I use that for my stuff. And then on stream, I have another browser over here. This is ungoogled Chromium. Why do I use ungoogled Chromium? Because Twitch, Amazon, YouTube, Google, these companies suck balls. Sorry, that's homophobic. These companies are awful. They're awful. And they constantly find ways to make more controllable browsers not function on their dashboards. Right? So I needed a third browser to watch videos on because I don't want it on this browser for a couple of reasons. I don't feel like using profiles on a Chromium based browser. So my idea was to download another Firefox fork just for the stream to watch videos on, just to keep everything nice and separate. But Florp is a little bit more weird than I thought. Someone said it's very laggy. Okay, I haven't seen that yet. I've barely used the browser, so I won't testify to anything I don't know personally. I'll say that it was probably between this and WaterFox for me to just use for this purpose. So maybe I'll end up switching over at some point. Let me real fast, since we're here, make these jobs I have to make. This is important to do because if I forget, life is sad. Very sad. By the way, if you're on Linux and your clipboard doesn't work anymore, there's a fix to that. If you need it, I guess DM me. It's actually the browser that's doing it for me because I have it in a container. We're just making hybrid tech components right now. This is the final stage of material. We're just making a few of them because I didn't make enough for all my blueprints kind of thing. That's all. Queeg, how you doing? No Live, how you doing? What's going on? Everybody doing well, I hope. And then finally, calibrators. Split this up. Nice and easy, like. Put the hybrid tech in the bag and nobody gets hurt. Now, if you just come over here and just make sure we add this to the queue. Now we obviously have enough to cover the last prop mods, and life goes on. If you look at our subsystem container, it's just one final run of 24, or blueprint of 24 runs. So now we can build that, which is cool, and these jobs don't take very long at all. I might even do them on stream. It's just an hour, depending on how long we go. Yeah, basically next thing I'm looking at is building up the hybrid tech required to make a lot more ships, and then to keep that rolling. I just had to like get rid of these blueprints because of OCD. Tech 3 cruiser production? Yeah, all things Tech 3 basically. Libra Wolf and Brave. I definitely have a lot of issues with Brave, but I won't be annoying. So Megan Gaming, you've just started my Nomad series. You're on episode 1? Ooh, spooky. Well, enjoy that. It's actually quite an old series at this point, but episode 4, I got you. Yeah, I always say this episode 1 through 9 kind of you know, low key, kind of feeling things out. Episode 10 to 15, I start feeling myself a bit more. Episode 16, I'm definitely firmly in the mid game. Do you buy that wormhole stuff or salvage it yourself? Yeah, no, all of the salvage is bought. Only thing I do is gas. But it's really only the NVIMs that matter. You can see these NVIMs are worth like twice everything else combined. On episode 4 too now? Nice. It's cool that you guys, I guess I've never really streamed to YouTube before, so people that are just checking out a Nomad Tale, usually people finish a Nomad Tale and find me on Twitch somehow. Kind of a different look, I like it. Yeah, so I buy all this stuff, Queeg, and then I get as much gas as I can myself. I also buy gas from homies in the community. And then I react it all down. I do all the production myself to make the stuff, but yeah, no, I don't like ratting in Eve, man. I've never found any type of ratting that I enjoy. Dead sites are close to it. Someone wants to talk about the Brave browser. No, you can use it. I wouldn't worry about it. Honestly, dude, I wouldn't worry about it. My grievances are actually numerous and cover multiple aspects of life with Brave, but quite frankly, like if you're just trying to use a browser, like you need fewer headaches. So if you one day decide to look at like certain things and see the criticisms, go for it. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news for once. I'm sorry. I guess if you want to DM me on Discord, I'll happily chit chat with you. The fact that you continually say NVIM, I guess that's a problem, especially because like I literally use that ThinkPad to like learn how to use Vim. So I should know better than to bait people with NeoVim fucking vernacular. Not bad. Not even Abyss. I did the Abyss like 3 times. I did it on stream and like I just insta died. I was like, I don't like this. Frigate Abyss is pretty fun. Yeah, you know what my problem is with ratting, and I guess I've boiled this down, but I've got it figured out by now. My problem with ratting is there's just too much clicking. I don't like all that clicking. If I want to click, I just pay $15 to Jagex and go work on my fucking Slayer. You know what I mean? Ultimate Iron Man, by the way. And MT Mux, that's where it's at. What about Super Tux Cart? All right. So real quick, let me see if there's any salvaging this. So if we go, let's see here. I think what I'll probably end up doing is restocking some stuff tomorrow instead of doing now because I just don't feel like it. But you know what I could do? Obviously learn what Oracle is. That's a big problem. But I could start to look at the Skinner for the Panther now. Not sure if I want to do that or have my my girlfriend do it. You know, scanning is a lot of clicking. Nah, it's not that much. It's certainly clicking. Couple clicks per sig, right? Another guy with slave in his name. Man, Eve players are wild. Yeah, I mean, if the argument is that scanning takes clicking, sure. And the higher end ratting you get, the less clicking you have to do because you smart bomb frigates, I get it. But ratting is just still annoying. And it's just one of those things where it's like, I'm like, oh, ratting's a lot of clicking. And you're like, well, what about this thing? That's also a lot of clicking. It's like, all right. Yeah, you got me. You got me, Yankee Slave. Cool name, by the way. All right, I don't know what the fuck Oracle does, and I need to know. So let's find out.
Enterprise Database Cloud Company. 4 words that make me want to put a bullet between my eyes. Shape-shifting tech leviathan with an insane billionaire founder and 4 decades of deep connections inside the Pentagon and the heart of American industry. 23 words that get my blood pumping. Folks, I'm talking about a company called Oracle, one of
He's just in front of a pile of trash.
Silicon Valley's oldest tech outfits that is suddenly having a baller year.
Oracle stock.
Oracle stock.
Hold on, before we do it, oh, shout out to Madge Report. Anybody, Emma Viglin, anybody know what the fuck Oracle does? Anybody? Be honest. Be honest. They make database software. What don't they do? This is too. Ooh, Lotor going right philosophical. VPS and a JDK Java dev kit. Some of it. They make databases. See this? Like nobody knows. Nobody has any idea. They're just saying databases like that's gonna get me off their case. What's up, Moon? P9, how are you guys?
40%.
Oracle's playing a very big part.
Oracle co-founder Larry Ellison.
Larry Ellison is now the richest person in the world. Oracle will now control the new TikTok joint venture.
Oracle, which shot up a stunning 36% today.
But despite all of these headlines, I have noticed that very few people seem to know what the fuck Oracle actually does. So I decided to figure it out. All by myself.
I'm unironically interested in this. I want to understand what the fuck this company does.
I started my investigation by asking Oracle themselves what they do. I did not get a response. So I took the next logical step and visited their website, where I figured they could clearly explain how they made $57 billion in revenue last year. Almost immediately, I knew I was wrong. Their website was simply the words cloud AI, applications, and infrastructure all arranged into dozens of different combinations and interspersed among acronyms like OCI, SCM, and ERP, all in the name of helping people see data in new ways, discovering insights, and unlocking new possibilities, with the help of a little papier-mâché hummingbird. Clearly going through official channels was getting me nowhere. It was time to
I don't even know if I should hate Oracle or not. I have no idea. I don't work in white collar or anything that relates to IT at all. I never have. Should I hate Oracle? I should. Okay. Well, hopefully this video will allow me to have an informed hatred.
Activate the Good Work Anonymous reporting portal. It was there I was able to speak with a real-life group of current and former Oracle employees.
What's good, bro?
What does Oracle actually do?
Dude, I don't know. I sell it.
Why do you think that so many people do not know what Oracle does?
Because they do too much. It's not a simple value proposition where they do one thing really well and you can describe it in 10 seconds. There isn't an industry in the country, in the world, that Oracle does not touch to some extent. It's still a little bit of a mystery to me. They truly do.
These are employees of Oracle,
some
ostensibly.
sort of financial income from every major company and most smaller companies. A lot of us didn't really understand, like, that we were
He censored himself.
the backbone of companies' computers.
At this point, I realized that even Oracle was going to need some help explaining Oracle. So it was time to swallow my pride and do the sensible thing. Ask a better journalist to do my job for me.
Yes.
What does Oracle actually do?
Oracle is, at its core, a database company.
Bell Lynn is a reporter for the Wall Street Journal with longtime experience
Exactly what my
covering
chat
Oracle
said.
and the various jargony industries in which they do the business.
I know that sounds sort of archaic and strange, but it's the way in which you manage, store, and access data. So data being like customer data, financial transactions, supply chain information. It's all this kind of like back-end, maybe kind of boring stuff that keeps a business running.
But then how come when I read about Oracle today, they're in TikTok, they're
His
in
script
AI,
paper is
they're
green.
in cloud,
Yes.
and they're in software sales. How could a database company be doing all of that?
That is a great question, and there
Thank
is
you.
actually a connection between databases and all of those sort of separate, seemingly disparate businesses. Because databases are really sticky, and by sticky I mean once your corporate data is inside a place, it's really hard to take out. Oracle figured out that it could sell software like HR software and supply chain software to those same businesses. And then it figured out it could also sell cloud computing to those businesses as well because it already had their data.
Okay, now we're cooking. To look at Oracle's history is to see.
Wait. Okay, I mean, obviously that's reduced understanding of it. So they got their foot in the door by setting up databases that businesses actually used, and then is she telling me that they like looked at the data and used that to sell them stuff? Or is the implication that like, okay, I'm already dealing with Oracle and they already manage all our stuff, we might as well let them. Was it A or B? The latter? Okay.
A company that leveraged
I was gonna say,
early
like,
success
Jesus.
to create an ever-evolving tech behemoth that pivots with the times. A sentence I crafted with language derived from the Mr. Wonderful guide on scaring the hose. Much like this YouTube channel, Oracle got their start as a government program. Codenamed Oracle, the project had Larry and his employer Ampex building databases for the CIA. Eventually, Larry and two of his colleagues would split off to form their own company, which would eventually be named Oracle. They went public in the 1980s with a core focus on that sweet database technology. By the 90s, it created enterprise software, which goes beyond storing data to assist businesses in other areas like HR, accounting, and so on. After a string of buzzy acquisitions in the 2000s, Oracle shifted its focus to the cloud, announcing Oracle Cloud Infrastructure that could compete with big guys like Amazon Web Services and those bastards over at Google Cloud. So if you're a restaurant and you need your customer data filtered, Oracle has a product for that. If you're a city and your HR needs to manage employee benefits, Oracle has a product for that. If you're a United States Air Force and you need your supply chain managed, Oracle has a product for that.
This is like how to monopolize the information tech sphere 101. So
In fact, if you have existed in the last 40 years, there's a good chance that you have bought something from Oracle. God knows I did.
And it was really known as having these hardball sales tactics. It would like do these like really stringent audits of its customers from a licensing standpoint and sort of box and force their customers into these sales contracts. And so it had that kind of hard-nosed, very buttoned-up business reputation. It wasn't cool like some of the other tech companies.
So they just had really strong sales tactics, or did they actually use... Are we dealing with a coercive situation or not? Hold on, let me read what chat's saying. So, modular... suspense. They make it really hard to migrate the data. Ooh. What's up, Fungus? What's up, Nintendo? Imagine having 15K employees with all their HR data and payroll data stored with Oracle, and then the company comes by and says we can do it cheaper, but then Oracle says, well, if you leave us, all the data goes away and you need to... How is that not coercive and illegal, though? That's the part I don't understand. This sounds just as plainly exploitative as humanly possible. Is there no regulation in this sector? Sorry, what country are you talking about? My bad.
One Oracleism that I got like a couple of years ago when I started in sales.
Java.
Oracle doesn't have customers, it has prisoners.
That's
so, like,
fucking
we really
illegal.
Into these contracts, and then they just can't get out of there.
Or should
Oracle's
be.
hardball, old school, bulldogged, steadfast reputation is perhaps
I'm
no
making more
better
coffee, by the way.
embodied
I'm the
than
worst.
by their longtime CEO and co-founder, Larry Ellison.
Larry was kind of like a mythical subject in the office. Anytime we spoke of Larry, it was just like, this guy's just a killer, like, you know, he's like the guy. The relationship with Larry, at least from a personal perspective, was complicated. He's a very controversial figure. The first impression I got of him was when I was in Hawaii right before I started working for Oracle. We were actually looking at his private island in Hawaii, and I chatted the guy up, and he's like, oh, you're working for Oracle, you know what it stands for. One rich asshole called Larry Ellison.
Flying fighter jets, racing yachts, using the pickup line, can I buy you?
I mean, come on. He probably earned his wealth, you know? Buying a private island, isn't that like going green, you know? It's like being real ecologically minded.
You a car, hiring private detectives to spy on Microsoft, joking about shooting another CEO, and owning most of a Hawaiian island, Larry Ellison has truly led a life that one can only describe as perfect for men that tug themselves in front of the mirror. But it's his bulldog old head rough-shotted steadfastness that has often credited Larry with getting Oracle to where it is today, which has penetrated deep inside almost every sector of the business world. And the latest two sectors that Oracle is breaking into happen to be absolutely piping hot at the moment: social media and AI.
So if this current deal goes through, then Oracle will oversee the US algorithm for TikTok and will be part of this consortium of investors that essentially owns the US operations. And currently, as part of this initiative called Project Texas, it already oversees the US data, user data.
Wait, is Oracle buying TikTok? Is that the implication? I guess I haven't been following.
For TikTok.
Meanwhile, on the AI side of things, Oracle has spent the year entirely redefining the company's direction. From Oracle announcing massive AI infrastructure projects alongside Larry Ellison's homie at the White House, to minting massive investment contracts with OpenAI, sending Oracle's stock into explosion mode, briefly making Papa Ellison the richest man in the world, and inspiring little old me to wonder what the fuck this company actually does. But before you all go ahead and get an Oracle stock tick,
I think it's clear what they do, and that's they exploit people with financial mechanisms, just masquerading as a data company.
or tramp stamp to match mine, it's important to pump the brakes a little bit and realize that a lot of the buzziness surrounding Oracle
I've never seen this
comes
channel
from
before.
projected revenue that hasn't been realized yet. How exposed is Oracle to a potential AI bubble? I mean, we talk about an AI bubble so much that it's almost kind of beyond definition now. We don't really know what's going to happen.
The show
after
seems
it.
very
If it's a
Adult Swim
dot-com bubble,
coded.
It'll be like something else. But if there is one, I mean, how damaging
Which
would
is fun
that
for me
be to
on that
Oracle's
audience.
operations as you see it?
It would be hugely damaging. Oracle is very much tied to the fate of OpenAI, just like NVIDIA and Broadcom and AMD and all of these other sort of like AI infrastructure players are sort of tied to the fate of OpenAI at this point. And OpenAI is saying it's only going to generate like $13 billion in revenue, and that's not nearly enough to pay for all these billions of dollars in compute that it owes all of those companies, which is why you hear about this circular deals question, which is very much part of the AI bubble.
Furthermore, Bell tells me that Oracle also faces questions over how it will get land to build data centers, power them, find local governments.
Is Oracle primarily have a stranglehold over the IT sphere, or whatever you want to call what this actually is, of the US? Or is it Europe, Asia, Oceania? Like, is it worldwide? Oracle's stranglehold, or is it primarily this course of just in the U.S.?
That are cool with putting a big fat
I'm sure it's not. I'm
factory in
just
their
asking.
backyard, and then when that's all done, figure out how to
Awesome.
make money off of them. Now, I won't lie, folks. At the end of the day, this is a story about a data company. Quite frankly, it's miraculous I've gone through this entire thing without swigging from a jug of bleach. But it looks to me like the true answer behind what does Oracle actually do is evolve with technology to survive at all costs. From data management to cloud computing and now, artificial intelligence. Is this all gonna work out? Fuck if I know. My job was to figure out what this company does, and god damn it, I think I did it. If you disagree, please send all complaints to GoodWorks' easily navigable corporate website. I'm sure someone will get in touch with you soon. In the meantime, for good work, I'm Dan Toomey.
Dude, it almost strikes me as like an IT version of like, wow, the names are alluding like, what's the consulting firm? McKinsey? Is that it? It almost strikes me as that, like they'll just like find problems and be the solution and then somehow always come out on top. I don't really know much about this. This is just like I'm totally outside looking in. But it's just like, what the fuck? Like, how does regulation, I know the answer, but how does regulation not stop Oracle from just like not actually doing a whole lot other than just being coercive? It's fascinating. I've never seen this guy's channel before. I like it. It's good. Using deadpan, irony, sarcasm is a great way to cut through some
No
of
one
this
knows what
absurdity.
ERP systems are.
What are ERP systems?
The more you're in the corporate world, the more you learn it's all completely fake. From the outside looking in and that lifestyle, man, it certainly looks fake. From the work to the money and everything else. It's just shuffling money around, hoping you're not poor at the end of the day. It's crazy. But I got respect for people grinding it out and making the best of themselves. Don't get me wrong. Seriously, like we all got to do it. But like Oracle, like there's no need for this company. In them tomorrow. In them. Regulation is the only thing for the people who can't pay their way out of it. Yeah, that's some truth, my guy. So on this browser, I'm subscribed to only. Maybe I should subscribe to that guy too. Maybe not. I'm only subscribed to 4 channels. What do you think about this selection? Is this a good selection? This is for the stream now. They made me sub to James Hoffman. I had to throw my boy Donkey in there. And I've been watching these 2 lads. They're pretty fun. Need Sip and Feast. I don't think Oracle's any worse than Azure, AWS, Google Cloud. Is Azure, AWS, and Google Cloud not just focus on compute? It seems like Oracle has like a consultation style of amorphous, evolving product. They kind of just always make sure you're buying. I don't know. H Bauer guy. We'll skip the lad. We don't want to watch a 9-hour video about fucking something that really interests me. I do love H Bomber guy though. Great channel. You're not sub to technology connections? Well, specifically, these aren't things I'm sub to. This would be for the stream. So only very specific things would it be interesting to watch with you guys. And I don't like sit here and watch videos all day, but I do see the power of having some stuff to watch while I hang out. Dude forgot his Bripe video? Whose? Sasquatch, good to see you. Yeah, no worries. For example, there's all types of like longer form content I think would be great to watch that I would listen to, but like not on the stream. Hell no. You know, I've watched Nomad Tale on stream mad times. What's up, Moon? Hiyaku Ninja says Oracle big, but not the only big company in that business. Someone else said SAP as well. Oh yeah, no, I don't think you came close to sending one off. James Hoffman's Bripe. What is Bripe? Bripe? I don't see a Bripe. What's a Bripe? Oh, this. Oh, right here. All right. Ooh, look at this, like editing. This is 4 years old still. When it says it's a great business model, get your customers tied in your product, and it's very cost prohibitive to leave. That's where regulation comes into play. Ugh. Of course it's a good business model. I mean, a fucking protection racket is a good business model. It's just goddamn illegal and enforced. Well, I guess not in some instances. Grr, Oracle. I hate them now. Monsanto does it for farming. Of course, this is something I know a little bit about, Moon. Touching on my interests.
You've probably got some questions. Why am I in the woods? What is a bripe? And why am I wearing a fake beard? The answer to all of those is coming. There's not really a good answer to any of them, really, other than I kind of want to have some fun. Now, the bripe is a product I saw a little while ago. It's a brew pipe. It's a coffee brew pipe. And I looked at the website and I thought that is a very good joke. That you've got us as the industry, like you have mocked us nicely. That is very funny. And then I was like, oh no, wait, it's actually a thing. And I tried to buy one and they didn't respond to any of my emails. And so I thought, okay, no, it's a joke. It's a joke. Maybe it's not a joke. It turns out it's not a joke. It's a real product and I think it is gloriously absurd. And so I needed to make a video that equaled the intensity of the glorious absurdity, which is why I'm wearing a beard. Plus, I've always wanted to know what I would look like in a beard. And I know this isn't like
I think you look great, mate. Yeah, it's a little fake. But if you told me that was your real beard, I would say, great, man. You look great.
Perfect match, but the grey beard just made me look like Santa. And we're not doing Santa in the woods making coffee because that's just
it's just a little too kempt.
Let's get on topic. Let's talk about the brew pipe, the bripe. What a tremendous name. What an absurd thing. I just can't get over the fact that
I don't know what we're about to see, but I think it's going to be awesome.
And today, just know, I'm having some fun. The idea is not mockery, other than, you know, of myself. I just wanted to have some fun.
What's up, Savage?
This is the bripe. It's a pipe. It's a metal pipe. And inside there's actually a little filter that will filter out your grounds when you're drinking through the pipe mechanism. And the way you make coffee with a bripe is really simple. You put coffee in first, you put water in, and then you heat it up, you let it steep and cool down again, and then you drink it.
Is this like a hipster crack pipe over here?
And that's it. That's the whole thing. And it's just amazing. Now, before we go any further, I'm just going to have to take the beard off. I'm going to deep beard myself. I wish I could grow facial hair. I'd have such fun. All right, moving on. Hi there. It's me. So let's just quickly talk about what you get when you spend money on a bripe. So obviously you get your brew pipe and stand. You get a blue flame lighter that you're going to use to...
Oh my God, dude. These are coffee dabs, bro. This is the most insane thing I've ever seen. You're not going to get me to buy this. I'm sorry.
Cook this up, and it's terrifying. You get...
He's acting like he never did a dab before.
Hey, and Lucas, you get your thermometer. It's very important. They recommend you stir with this. And then you get this, which is a test tube, a kind of plastic test tube that you're going to use to store your ground coffee because you're not weird. You're not taking a hand grinder with you.
This is so insane.
You're just going to take a test tube.
You literally portable ass coffee.
Coffee like a normal person. And so this actually is quite useful because getting coffee into the bripe is quite tricky. But then so is getting coffee into the test tube. So I don't know if there's really a win there. Anyway, you get a test tube. I'm going to hand grind some coffee because it's ultimately an infusion brew. I'm going relatively fine, just sort of pour over, kind of fine. There's probably no rules here. I definitely feel that there's no rules with the bripe, but we'll do that. You don't need a lot of coffee. I've been brewing like 5-6 grams at a time in my little bripe. I don't know how much water goes in because we're in the woods. Who's weighing water in the woods? Not this guy. Now, I suspect you could go for a much higher dose if you wanted to have a more intense bripe. I'm going for quite a gentle bripe. It's my second bripe of the day, so I don't want to overdo it.
He's got to stop saying the word bripe, dude. He has to stop.
Now, this goes in, and as I said, loading the bripe, not the easiest thing in the world. And that sort of is to the top of the dome if you didn't want to weigh
I'm actually starting to think he never has smoked weed before. He's making this seem like it's way harder than it is, dude. You know what I mean? Like, it's this massive thing. You just have to put the grounds in.
Brought some fresh filtered water from home. We're going to fill this up just to the top.
I would never consume a marijuana cigarette.
That's complicated.
James Hoffman's a good boy.
It recommends giving it a little stir.
Dude, if a
with your
cop saw me do
thermometer
this,
just
I
to
would go straight to
declump
jail.
anything.
They would not let me talk. I'm telling you.
Lovely. We're nearly ready for the fun bit. We take our blue flame lighter. She's very angry.
They're
and we
freebasing the
begin to heat
caffeine
bribe,
now. Like
holding on to our cork handle, keeping ourselves nice and safe. And we're heating up to 185 degrees Fahrenheit, because this is an American brewer, and that's the gauge is on here. And I'd expect nothing less than Fahrenheit. This, you couldn't bribe in metric. So we've got up to about 80. It's not the quickest process in the world.
2 million views.
I'd imagine you go through a fair bit of butane. You can see on one side of the brewer that the heat is not very evenly dispersed, and I've got a bit of boiling going on here because I'm actually at 180. There we go. Let it come up to 185. So now we give it one more stir, just to help those grounds settle, get everything in.
This is so fucking
now we wait.
insane.
It's infusing, it's steeping, it's brewing in its pipe. Is it briping or am I briping? Are we both briping?
I feel like to be a bribe master, you have to be able to do it without a thermometer. Drone Bay, this is the bribe, my friend. Somebody invented a pipe that you brew one sip of coffee in at a time with a butane lighter, like some type of deranged coffee freebasing crack addict.
So I'll put this down and relax for a minute, you know? All right, we've adequately cooled. I'm just going to put my thermometer down because I'm ready to bribe. Now, this isn't the first time I've bribed. I've bribed before.
Gotta
This is,
stop
you
saying
can't do your
it.
first time on camera. Cheers. I will say, whatever has happened, for some reason, my first sip has always been a bit gritty with the bribe. I don't really understand why. It seems
After all this, he's like, yeah, it sucks.
like some of the grounds get behind the little
This
screen.
is awesome.
So that first sip, a little gritty. Not bad.
He's like, yeah, it's
Let's go
trash.
for number 2. It's a nice bribe. Like it's look, we followed the rules.
I hate how
it's a
meme
little
aware this guy
underextracted for me
is.
because
It's
this is
pissing
quite a
me
light
off.
roast of coffee, and
He
we
knows what
were
he's
brewing
doing.
at like 80-ish Celsius. So really, I would have wanted to take this kind of coffee up much hotter, and you'd get a better brew. But you'd be missing the point. You're going to be weighing your water next, and you know what I mean. Like that's just not. This is not what the bribe stands for. This is kind of the antithesis of how I make coffee.
Now.
And for that reason, I love it. Could you imagine you and a group of friends go hiking and, you know, there's one other coffee friend there and you get to the top and he busts
Someone
out his
on YouTube
AeroPress,
says he bought 10
and
of
he's
these after
brewing
this
like
video.
An awkward AeroPress, weighing the water, and it's all a bit difficult.
Spent half
And
a
you,
G on a bribe.
just rocking a bribe,
I love
sitting
it.
back, relaxing, puffing away on your bribe, enjoying the view. Now, what is interesting is you get to the bottom of this, you'd expect
you
it
each
to
have
almost
one,
get
Pagel.
siltier. But I think what's starting to happen is you have this kind of self-filtering bed where the bed of coffee set at the bottom is beginning to trap particles in it more effectively. So actually, you can drain this dry and it's not silty. It's quite enjoyable to just finish a bribe. I mean, you feel like you're, you know, drinking a bubble pipe or something, but
So here's the deal. Listen to me.
every drop of goodness. This appeals to you or it really doesn't. And either one is okay. I think this is fun. I really do think this is fun. In summary, this is actually a capable brewer, right? There's a long history of putting coffee and water together and heating it up and sort of straining it out and drinking it, right? Like that's not new. That's the oldest way of making coffee that we still use today. This, if you put good coffee in it, if you put good water in it, if you grind your coffee fresh, makes great tasting coffee. Of course it does. Why wouldn't it make great coffee? That's not the point. The point is to have some fun, and I have had some fun. And as I said, when I review things, I give them away. But I'm not going to give this one away. I'm going to buy a new one for one of my Patreon supporters because they give me the budget.
All right, so check me out. Shout out Mr. Hoffman. So here's the bribe. All right, we're going to draw the bribe. So chamber like this, and then straw up like that, or some shit. And then like this. This is the bribe. And then this is connected like that. All right, so it's like there's a mechanism in here where you're supposed to put the coffee grounds, and then you brew it with the lighter, and then the coffee goes up here through a screen. There's a screen here. So here's my question. If, and this is purely hypothetical because I want to be clear here, I don't smoke weed anymore. I don't smoke weed anymore. You said if bro sells one of these, apparently someone on YouTube bought 10 of them. Oh, did I do a bad drawing? My bad. So my bribe here, if there's a screen here, and coffee here. Would it not be possible, and just hear me out, to brew some coffee in the pipe and then just drop a nug in there for my weed smoking homies? Wouldn't that be a selling point? All in one. And, you know, if the cop comes up to you and says, young man, why are you smoking a bowl on the corner like this? It's illegal here in Louisiana or whatever. I don't know why I decided to say Louisiana. You would just say, I'm drinking coffee, asshole. And he'd be like, oh shit, you briping? Love me a good bribe. No, actually, I think this is probably the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. But it was interesting. And I guarantee you that I would get arrested the second I pulled that out in public. Guaranteed. So, am I going to be buying one? No, but I'm happy now that I've seen that. James Hoffman has won me over as a viewer, I gotta say. Shout out to Soapy for seeing that video and buying one for all his friends and just bribing it up. Hopefully I never hear that word again. Make it a flask with... Oh, shit. So you do a shot through the bribe. You pour your shot into the bribe and suck it up. And then you do some coffee. You pour in some Baileys and then you do coffee afterwards. And then you smoke a bowl through it. I think it was cheaper, Soapy. I'm just teasing, bro. You know I'm playing around. You know I'm playing, bro. I'm not trying to go hard on you. What's up, Warden? What's up, Planet Drool? How you doing? Espresso martini on the trail. Yeah, I guess I like it, but I mean that is really the equivalent of like coffee heroin. You can't be doing it. It's just a bad look. So, but if you're gonna combine it with something else, that's all good. You know what it is. All right, let's do it like this. I'm gonna take one itty bitty trip out to Yo Dixie. And then we'll probably end up calling the stream at some point here. But let me bring some products out and show you what that looks like. To choose them, it's a proprietary formula of randomly selecting ships, right? Beautiful. I'm gonna bring some subby systems out there as well. Depending on what I need. I think I gotta restart my computer after I synced the clipboards up like that. And I'll probably just keep like adding some random channels to that list, but I want to be very careful to curate it so we're not watching completely dumb shit. You got me with the bribe video today. That was my dumb shit for the week. I actually kind of liked the video, though. I thought that was nice. I'm actually kind of easy to impress, too. But not with videos, though.
Drive active.
Warden, how are you, buddy? We were watching a video about a brew pipe. I thought bripe was a fish when somebody said it first. I thought it was like a tripe. Kratom is a cousin of the coffee plant. Fascinating. How's your day, Spooky? You enjoying life? Gazek says, espresso martini on the trail? I'd fuck with that in a heartbeat. I started my stream hella late today. Unfortunately, a lot of my European homies, probably too late for them to hang out. But you know what? It's okay. Sometimes I start early. But tomorrow I'm planning on trying to do a little bit of recruiting for my Blops group. And then probably after the stream, I'll rip some Blops. So again, if you haven't heard about that, feel free to DM me on Twitch or Discord even. There's a housefly in here. How'd you get in here, bro? Go away. Go away, housefly. Looking for coffee paraphernalia. No, literally, I think I would actually get arrested for that. I have a certain look to me. A certain hoodlum look to me. Only 11 p.m.? Yeah, true. Actually, I shouldn't say bed. What I should say is a lot of people listen to me at work. And by the time, if I start late, Europeans are already like eating dinner and shite. Housefly is known as the common sky race. Sky race. That's amazing. Even at 15, what breed, what type of dog is it? It must be pretty fast. Catch houseflies like that. I can't imagine a big old dog catching them. Maybe. Black lab. Wow. Wow. My lab I grew up with would not have been able to catch flies at 15. I'm sure she's the best girl of all time. I love Labradors. They're so freaking adorable. I mean, come on, dude. Like, this isn't, like, unbelievable. I don't even like cute things like that, but, like, look at that. That's crazy. That's, like, perfectly engineered to make me go, like, holy fuck, I want to squish some cheeks. If you want one of those for a public official, would it be a bribe? Alright, dude. You're fired. You're fucking fired. That promotion I talked about, no longer. I'm going to give it to the other candidate. She walks 2 miles a day, eats clean as fuck. Dude, I love that. My cat can't eat kibble because she has remitted diabetes. I have to feed my cat like a very no, it's not carnivorous, it's omnivorous, but it's all prepared meats basically. Can't have kibble, can't have carbohydrates because then she'll get the diabetes, and that's terrible. 3 months ago? Yeah, no doubt. My cat remitted, right? That's why, like, I don't want it to go back, because, you know, it's very lucky as is. Hoping to have many few years left with her. It's a problem with pets, you know. It's hard when they go. So I bet your dog is a little lonely. 2 jumps out from Doe Dixie. I'm basically bringing a truckload of Hecates, Proteuses, and Tengus and some subsystems out to Doe Dixie, basically staging them for tomorrow. And this is kind of what it looks like. I just do this all the time. Just pop shit around, bring a load of something to a trade hub, stash it there, sell it later. I don't use freighters. I don't use my Rorqual. I don't do anything, so I pretty much just have to do lots of small trips whenever it's convenient. Just so happens that it's incredibly safe. Today was the first time in like 2 months I've ever been spooked on a gate in Loci. That actually kind of scared me. 3 other cats? Okay, I didn't even notice then. Drumbase says I'm finally getting to fly some blops after having the skills for a while. We're on contract and started hitting structures with polarized redeemers. Sheesh. Like an uber safe, targeted structure bashing operation. Yeesh. Is she the cat on a raw food diet? No. I said it wrong. I feed her just basically like high-end canned food, but she can't have any kibble or any treats or anything with any degree of carbohydrates in it. So the canned food brand would be one of the Tiki Cat products. It has a certain blend of, you know, essential nutrients built into it. But it's really frustrating for the cat and bad for their dental health to not have any dry food. They like to munch on it. And their teeth get fucked up. You have to like clean them and bring them in a lot more because it's just nothing to scrape it. They can't even have like crunchy treats. It's ridiculous. I do feel bad, but there's nothing I can do other than just, you know, keep giving her the food she can eat. So let's take all these ships and just throw them in the corp hangar here by creating a contract to my corp and then going to another character and just accepting it. This is a common thing I'm sure you do with your own characters. Now, if we close these and go back, you'll see them appear here in the hangar, and I can access them from my trader later when the time is right. You'll actually probably see why I brought these out just by glancing at the prices. 300 mil for a Prot, 300 mil for a Tengu, 133 for a Hecate. It's pretty nuts. So the normal course of action would be I'd bring this guy back to Amamake and try to bring something from Dodexy, but don't always have to. Sometimes there's just nothing to bring back and I don't really need any mats, but there's usually something, fuel blocks, minerals, something you can bring, or even just gas to even it out. I'd normally bring this back to Amamake, and then I would do like a run to another station kind of deal and set it up, and then on the trader I would go hub to hub and basically list everything really fast using jump clones and fast warping ships. Speaking of feeding animals, off to feed my son so I can take him to soccer. Ooh, got him. See you, buddy. Yeah, I'm gonna wind it down here momentarily. I guess a short stream. Sup, my people. Dan Gravy says we had to move our dog to a specific canned food after we learned he's allergic to chicken and care to guess what the single most common type of meat is in dog food. People? Who are your people? Oh, Dixie? Galente? My characters have always leaned Minmatar. But I guess I don't really know too much about the game's lore. Soylent Green brand dog food. Love it. Yeah. I mean, as much as I feel bad for pets that have allergies, it is always nice to hear that owners take care of them. You know, if you're going to own a living thing, it's nice to at least provide for it. You know what I mean? That's kind of like something we all kind of lose sight of sometimes, I think, in the grand scheme of things. Oh, goodness. Let me see if there's any other videos real quick that I wouldn't mind watching before we sign it off, because I was giggling along before. What is this video? I had a queue of videos. So this one's a long one. So this would be kind of fun to watch, not today, though. This is basically a guy building an engine in assembly and then making a game. This art is an existing game. I think he lifted it just for the testing. But this would be kind of cool, and we don't even have to play it. We can just look at how the assembly works. I think this would be nice to learn, personally. I could probably pause this and explain this to people as I learn it in terms that they understand in case he's bad. I'm not going to watch that today, dude. I also thought this would be kind of cool. Like looking at the actual symbols in traditional Mandarin.
There are 200
and like figuring out like the themes and like basics about it, since I don't know anything. I thought that would be kind of cool as well, but not today. Thinking about having a channel on my Discord where you guys can post videos too, and I can leaf through them and add them to the queue, make it cooler for me. Obviously buying a bribe. Gonna go talk to my corporates in Discord? Hell yeah. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Yeah. Last shout out here. Hit me up about the Blops group. And what I'll probably try to do is I'm certainly going to run a fleet this week. I would like to run 2 to make up for last week, but it's mood dependent. So I'd obviously prepare for a fleet later this week, but maybe one will even pop up tomorrow. Who knows what we're up to? Right now, it's much too late for me to even begin thinking that way, even though I've only been streaming for like 3 hours and change. But I'd like to do a fleet with you guys. It's always fun. Scotty says, watched a video of a guy yesterday making a CPU on Excel spreadsheet. That was pretty neat. I think I'm going to make a channel on my Discord where you guys can link videos to me. Let me see. If you think there's like a video that I should like watch on stream, like at me in this channel and like link to the video, and I'll put it on the queue if I like it. Normally when people suggest videos while I'm streaming, I don't want to watch them for some reason. But if I have them on the queue, I think it's pretty cool. Worm says, I've been having a ton of reels pop up on my feed of Americans speaking Mandarin in front of Chinese people, and the reaction is enough to make me see how truly difficult it is to learn. Yeah, I have no aspirations of becoming good at it, but I would like to learn a little bit more about various languages, myriad languages even. Chinese is a particularly interesting one as an American because it's not glorified a lot. Scotty's watching videos of people making CPUs. That's crazy, bro. Scotty's a changed man. Folks, I love you so much. If there's any if there's anybody you want me to raid today, let me know. as I say goodbye to my friends here. And let's just keep doing this. Let's keep meeting up and having a good time, chilling, chatting. You know? I'm a tech nerd now. Yeah, you are. And by the way, I'm gonna probably try to do some incredibly off-the-wall thing on my Patreon, so stand by for that. I'm not telling you to do it, and when I do it, I'll have a free tier, but I gotta justify that. I'm gonna become David Attenborough, but just way less handsome. Jogi Pogi, take care. Much love. You are extremely welcome. Techno, thanks for coming by, and I think you were the one that recommended Hoffman, yeah? Cheers. If that wasn't you, then you got credit for it. Evil Fungus, clapping right back at you. Thanks for showing up. Appreciate you. I really do enjoy the show we put on these days. Every once in a while I have my moments, but overall it's such a positive impact on my life. Hopefully. Just for a few moments I can brighten your days, yeah? Life After on YouTube, Soapy, Planet, Drool, everybody else on YouTube listening in. Hope you have a wonderful evening. Scotty, take care, partner. Drone Bay, thanks for coming and being such a vigorous chatter. Make sure to let me know what you got going on. Lego, see you, buddy. Fish, you are extremely welcome. I see you trying to hide with the blue name. Take care, Fish. Gravy, take care. See ya. It was Techno, I see. That memory coming in clutch. Cam Garu 07, Fade Atrides. See you, buddy. Fungus, goodbye. I like saying goodbye to people. This is awesome. Dwayne says, oh, man. Dwayne, good to see you and goodbye. You handsome man, you. At least you're handsome on the inside. I don't know. Maybe you're fuck ugly, but you know what? I think you're handsome. See you, buddy. Hagel, you have a nice day as well. Thanks for coming by. I opened up shop late, and I still got the homies to come by. I'm very blessed. Capsulator. Guru says, later's cuz. You take care now, will you? Thanks for coming by, as always. You bring the north. You bring the north. We need that. Spooky says, I love you. Damn, you too. Hell yeah. Dubs is here. See you, buddy. Thanks for coming by. I guess I didn't say hi to you before, OMW. I missed you. Damn, dude. Spooky, I love you too, man. Give your entire crew of animals a couple pats for me, will you? Spectator 07, Peter Pinecone, take care. You're welcome, Nintendo. Guys, hit me up about Blobs. Tomorrow I'll put on another little show. We'll extend it into possibly dropping afterwards, and we'll meet back up later in the week for some more fun. Couldn't do it without you. And off to the mammals we go. The Marine Mammal Rescue. That's right. I'm going right for blood. If you guys have never been to the Marine Mammal Rescue channel, just stick around for 5 minutes and watch the otters. Trust me, it's good for your brain. Everybody else, take care.